Hey, hey all. Uh, Not much. I'm going to be starting the stream on my end here in just like a few seconds. Yeah, yeah, well, yeah. Well, that's what I was telling Sean last night at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I have a, I have a I have a fucking monologue.
watching cities burn. What was that, Alex?
Crossover.
Yeah, it's one of the top 10 anime crossovers that you haven't heard of. With the Whitfield report here with Sam Whitfield, our good friend, our internet friend, our Florida man, our resident Florida man, Sam. How you doing, Sam?
I am fucking pissed off tonight. I'm not pissed off. I'm righteously indignant. It's weird because I'm kind of like simultaneously happy yet also simultaneously pissed off. It's like I understand how bipolar people work now. Not that I'm bipolar, but whatever. So
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I guess we won't name names, but we've seen some people, especially on Facebook and all over social media, just saying the most outlandish shit. And I even saw somebody I knew like just virtue signal today. I posted that in our host chat. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Our resident Logan Paul, let's call him, or Jake Paul.
Yep,
all,
yep. I know what you're talking about.
all I can say without naming names, this person will know who I'm talking about, but come back to me, my former producer. Come back
Oh.
home where you belong.
I
So
mean, yeah, he seemed like a nice guy. I don't know. Um, he seems to have gone.
he'll
He went stuff right, then went left, and I don't know where he is now.
he'll be back on this week. Hopefully, he has a
Oh,
lot.
good.
He has a lot to answer for. So
Does he still want to debate Dictator Phil?
Oh,
uh, yeah, but I'm kind of afraid of that now. So
Yeah, like I'm saying you like I don't I think he's gonna be he seems like he's one of those people, even just hearing him talk, he's not gonna respond in a like in an intellectual way. And I'm not saying that because he's like stupid or nothing. I'm saying that because like especially even when you're debating like liberals or in general, they just they emotionally separate themselves from reality, and it's like they just go around in circles, and it's just like, oh Jesus, I don't know, because they're saying what they're going to say, you rebut their shit with like logic and facts, and then they don't have anything to really argue with, so then they either try to deflect or change the subject, or they start calling you names or whatever. Like it's not a real debate. It usually never is.
no,
I've been actually, I didn't update you guys on this shit, but I was
Hmm.
getting into another fucking argument in the CR chat.
Mm-hmm.
of course,
And,
no problem.
well, I just got into a second one right now because somebody said in the chat, who I'm still trying to get on the show, this Jordan guy, he said, shit, where was it? Okay, he said the fact that so many people are capable of this, and he's talking about like the shit we're seeing on the streets, and for supporting on social media with bail funds, this is a serious problem with huge implications of future humanity. And I said declaring Antifa a terrorist organization was a big first step. Next, we got to stack the courts with conservatives. Far left courts have gotten in bed with Antifa and let them off while Proud Boys get prison time for self-defense. And then some guy replies, so, whenever anyone starts sentence with so, that's when you know you're off to a bad start.
Yeah.
As Scott Adams says, it's a tell for cognitive dissonance. He goes,
Yeah.
so, since the idea of court packing was brought up, it needs to be said that was tried
Well, not,
before in the 30s, and it didn't go over well. So
well, no.
doing it now in a hyper politicized environment won't either.
well,
One
I
of the biggest problem that you're going to have, because Trump is already like he's been pushing like
He
ever
has
since he's
been
got.
packing them.
I think over the last 3 years he's packed in a record. Like he's pushed through a record number of conservative judges. The problem is, especially with the Proud Boys going on, is the states tend to, keep their shit in house, and they're trying to keep the feds out of their business. Which, I mean, you would think that would make you would think that that would make sense, but when you're talking about like these far left states like New York, they're trying to basically keep they're trying to keep the federal people out because they know if they want to continue pushing that far left shit, they're going to they're going to want to keep it in house. So that's the problem that Trump.
Well, yeah, and that's the problem I'm trying to raise.
Yeah,
and they don't even seem to acknowledge that that's a problem, really. And so I said, how do you stop far left judges like in the D.C. Circuit Courts or New York City? And another person replies, there was a guy who tried court packing. If I'm not wrong, he also put American citizens into internment camps solely based on their ethnicity.
Okay, okay. So one, that's going way above what the problem is at hand, and two, he tried to pack the Supreme Court illegally by appointing like more than 8 or 9 judges. He wanted to like just keep increasing it to whatever arbitrary number he feels could get his agenda done. That's different than what you're suggesting.
Yeah. Trump is he's filling federal judges at pretty much whatever level he can. It's not just like it's not the Supreme Court. It's like he's trying to get, with the appellate courts and the circuit courts and all that stuff. It's like you're trying to handle it through those means. It's and you have to, especially the DC appellate court still he's got a long way to go before he can he could do like, because that DC appellate court is chock full of liberal judges. So he's still got his work cut out for him.
I bet. And look, this is the same shit the left says to us. Oh, you know who else wanted to stop illegal immigration? Hitler. You want to know who else held a Bible? Hitler. And I'm not making that up. People are arguing that today. You know
who else drank water? Hitler.
Oh my God,
dude! That's what I always say.
You know who else breathed air? Hitler. What the fuck are these guys talking about? No, so honestly, with that particular group in general, like they're more interested in the social dynamics of their group than they are with having intellectual discussions. And this is
honesty.
Yeah, they're not invested in anything intellectual. They're more. It's more of a social, like, hey, let's get it social. What's fashionable? What's cool or whatever. Even though they have no idea what's cool anyway. Like, they're trying to maintain some sort of shred of conservatism, but they're
where
but they'll sell out at a moment's notice for a party or girls or whatever, like, and ultimately, I mean, even if it works, it's going to get you laid. It's not going to find you a keeper. Like, people like people who stick to their beliefs, and they like strength, and they like just fucking alphas. Deep down inside, keepers want alphas. They're like, these girls will tell you all day long, I like someone who's sensitive. I like someone who's more in touch with themselves. They're full of shit. Okay, they want out deep down inside. They want to be protected. They want alphas. They want somebody that knows what they want and knows how to get it and doesn't take no shit from anybody.
Man, we pick up artists now.
I mean, I'm just saying the basics, all right? I'm not saying pick up artists yet. I'm just saying the basics. Like, sometimes people don't know what they want, and you kind of got to guide them in that fucking direction.
That is
right?
true.
It's a sales pitch, okay? You pitch your shit, and then you see if they bite.
To go back to the subject on hand, so I replied with, like, the thing I was talking about with the Bible. Let me find it, because I was posting something else. I said, and Hitler held the Bible just like Trump's silly false equivalency. And it sounds funny, like, oh, you just made that up. Like, nobody's saying that. On Twitter, it was trending. Adolf Hitler was trending because people were showing pictures of Hitler holding a Bible just next to Trump holding it, and it's so stupid. But
Yeah.
these CRs are acting like the leftists, well, like what the left does to them, or should be doing to them, to be honest, because I don't know if they even waste their energy on them. But there was another argument, because that was just the second one. The first one was earlier this morning, and
Well,
I don't know if, yeah.
Oh, I did finish this. I have a rant slash monologue coming
Let's
up.
go.
Really
Let's hear it. Let's
Yeah,
hear
do
it.
that, and then I'll talk about the CR thing later.
Okay, folks. So I'm actually gonna hit the record button on this to record this excerpt. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I have to say that I am pissed off and righteously indignant. Like many of you, I'm pissed off at the death of George Floyd, the way it happened. And I get why people are pissed off, okay? I get it. Police brutality is a horrible thing in this country, and it goes beyond race, which is the first thing I want to point out. Okay, this problem of police brutality, it's not a white man versus the black man problem. It's a problem of bad police policy in this country, and furthermore than that, it's a problem with politicians, mostly Democrats, setting these fucking police policies. The police have been over-militarized, not due to the Republicans who want to hold up your Second Amendment rights, but due to the Democrats who always want to increase the police force whenever shootings happen. But that's besides the point. Another thing I'm getting really pissed off of hearing lately, and I've been hearing a lot, is, well, you don't understand what it's like to be black in America. And okay, that might be fucking true. I get that. You're right. I have no idea what it's like to be black in America. Okay, I get that. I'm a white man, but do not hold that against me as a way to spite me or to be to hold malice against me, because guess what? I'm physically disabled. I'm crippled. I'm in a wheelchair. Not very many people know what that's like in this country either. I don't hold it against people. I don't expect them to know what it feels like to be crippled in America. But you have this double standard of, oh, you don't know what it's like to be black in America, so therefore you should automatically be ashamed of your of being white. Yeah, I admit a bunch of us have fucked up in the past. And to those races, I call them out on a regular basis on this show. But being white in and of itself is not a bad thing. I can't control it any more than black people can control being black or any race. And this shit, when people say that, it doesn't help things, it just makes it worse. So that's another point. And then finally, the problem here is not white versus black. The problem here is freedom versus Antifa. Look, I'm glad that Black Lives Matter, and I will give some people credit here in Black Lives Matter. Some of them, to their credit, are finally waking up and realizing that Antifa is the enemy. And that's good. That's a good thing. That's what you need to be focused on. Start calling out the anarchists and the communists and the left-wingers trying to sabotage your peaceful protests, and stop bitching at the president and the rest of us. As Scott Adams said the other day in a Periscope, we've heard your message loud and clear. You've made the pitch that police brutality is a bad thing. We get it. We've heard the sales pitch. Instead of yelling at us, let us help you. Tell us how we can help you. We're here to help, not to yell at. And this is a good opportunity for Black America and white America, fuck it, just America in general, to come together and find actual good solutions on this instead of pointing fingers. But that will never happen as long as we continue to have these silly discussions about white guilt, black guilt, white privilege, black privilege, whatever. It's time for us to come together and unite over this shit, not to continue to argue amongst ourselves. End of fucking rant. But
I agree with it completely.
But yeah,
and especially on the point when you brought up Scott. What was that?
I'm just fed up with this shit. So sorry for that rant, but it needed to be said.
No, it was good. It was good.
I can feel you when you I think the big takeaway from what you're saying is that we all like, because I'm gonna tie this in with something that's annoying me. Maybe this is gonna be my rant. We all have heard Black Lives Matter. We have all heard their complaints, their grievances. We have all heard it. But they keep shouting it over and over again. The problem. They keep talking about the problem, not the solutions. And what's happening? Well, we're still getting protesters in the streets during the day, and Antifa and thugs and looters and rioters at night.
Right.
It's only getting a slightly better because the National Guard's there and because order is being restored. But what I'm seeing is these fucking companies, some companies that I like, going out of their way on Blackout Tuesday to virtue the fuck signal out of
Reddit.
This thing. Yeah, okay. That one pissed me off. I mean, that one.
Yeah, I know.
Because I always update my phone every day. I check for updates, update my apps, and I go back to my home screen and I see Reddit went black, and I'm like, wait, why is the icon black? And I looked in the App Store update, and it said, let me pull it up. I'll read it out loud. I'll probably find my screenshot too. It says, changed our logo to show solidarity. They love this word, solidarity, with the black members of our communities. Black Lives Matters. What the?
Well, hold on. It doesn't even look black. The dude, like the Reddit guy.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous looking.
It's so this fucking pandering. And when I went to my music app today, and because I think I heard about this somewhere, and I hit radio, which opens Apple Music, their streaming service, and it says, in steadfast support of the black voices that define music, creativity, and culture, we use ours. This moment calls upon us all to speak and act against racism and injustice of all kind. Okay, I agree with that. But this is where, and then it says, we stand in solidarity with black communities everywhere. Okay. And then it says, hashtag the show must be paused. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. You can't listen to Apple Music. You hit listen together there, and it comes up with a playlist. With the first song that comes up is Kaepernick Effect, and it's a far left SJW Black Lives Matter playlist that you're forced to listen to. Well, you don't have a choice. I mean, you can listen to your own music, which is I post on Facebook. This is why I buy my own music still, physical copies. I mean, this shit is so fucking stupid. And you go to the iTunes store, and you go to music, and there's nothing being displayed on the music page. There's just a image that says, hashtag the show must be paused, hashtag Black Lives Matter. There's nothing else on here. And obviously it does grab your attention, but it is fucking stupid. It accomplishes nothing. Nothing. Zero. What is being done? It's nothing. It's so fucking stupid. Like, what are we gonna do? Black out Amazon now? You can't buy shit. Because,
and they're not even blaming. And for me, the issue is they're not even aiming the blame where it's supposed to be fucking blamed. Like, this is like, there's so much that like you're talking, these people are like, and over the last couple of days, I've donated money. I've made calls, and I've reached out to a couple of people all over the world, essentially, that have actually went to protests. And I was in the military. I've served with a ton of African Americans. I've I've buried them. Like I've served with them overseas, and I've had to bury them. And I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what color your skin is. Going to a military funeral is the worst feeling in the world. I've provided what I bought water for protesters. Okay, I just did that. I did that 2 days ago. Right, I bought water. Right, I've I've done things like and it's not my problem. I have no problem with peaceful protesters whatsoever.
Nobody
Not
does.
fucking one.
Nobody does.
Not
Yeah, nobody
fucking
does.
one. Right. But this is the and of course it's like you have everybody the George Floyd murder, that was atrocious. Okay. It's fucking atrocious. That guy should be, I mean, if I was in charge, he'd be executed. But that's dictator Phil talking. But anyway,
Yeah, the cop. Yeah, no, same.
right.
Same here.
The same that cop and the other three should be in jail too. The problem is, you look at this situation. You look at this situation, and you have part of it is you have a police union in which these democratic cities have completely caved to, where they have, they're gonna sweetheart these police officers just to get just so they don't have to deal with these police unions. And then so you get bullshit like qualified immunity and like, and then you got prosecutors that either overcharge these charges so that way the lawyers could easily beat them, or they don't even charge them at all, and then of course either way they're back on the fucking street. These shitty cops are back on the fucking street.
They're coming.
And then I mean, it's ridiculous. Did you guys see the ME report, the independent ME report?
Yeah, I saw
where
that.
They said the first one said, oh, he was on fentanyl and he had a heart attack, and then the independent one was like, no, he died from loss of blood because of a knee was on his fucking neck for 9 minutes. Like, yeah, like it's crazy. No, it's like they actually the ME looks like the ME actually covered up for these fucking dirty ass Democrat politicians. Like, that's what it looks like. It just looks like it because it's obvious as day. Look, the independent report was obvious as day, right? We saw the film. You know that like any fucking dumbass could be able to tell you that if you pinch a neck long enough, somebody's going to pass out, and if you pinch it too long, they're going to fucking die, right?
Well, here's what I think needs to happen. I think that whoever did the first fucking report needs to be investigated, or straight up like lying to people to go and promote the police officer's narrative that, this guy died of a drug overdose. Like, he needs to be investigated, and if found to be true, he needs to be disbarred or removed from that and possibly charged with providing false testimony.
Yeah. And then it's like, well, yeah, and I'm telling you, these other three, so you have the one guy, he's charged, he's probably fucked. But these other three, I have a feeling they might not lose their badges, or I think are they already fired? I think the other three are already fired, but I'm not sure if they'll get charged, and if it is, it's going to be some real cupcake sentence or whatever, and it's going to piss people off. But you got your fucking Democrats to thank for that shit.
Oh, here's my thoughts on those other being charged. I don't know about that.
Real quick, guys, I'm going to step out and use the restroom real quick. So
just go for
it. Keep monologuing. I'll be back.
Don't miss.
All right. Now, my problem with those people being charged is, like, I believe they should be fired, whatever. But like, actually charging them with something, it's a bad situation, because there's another police officer who spoke up about a similar incident and they were fired. So now you're putting these officers in a sort of situation where you're fucked if you do, fucked if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I mean, there's no snitching because it's all on fucking film. I mean, it's not like it's like, oh yeah, I got some information for you. Like, oh really? Oh, yeah, like it's a hard one. I think they should be charged, but I don't think they will be, which is going to piss a whole lot of people off.
Well, speaking of something that should be charged, there's an important story not enough people are talking about. Thankfully, Trump recognized it. Cernovich, Scott Adams, a bunch of people on social media are recognizing it, which is we just had a 24-hour media cycle. I'm paraphrasing one of Cernovich's tweets, just to give him some credit, where this idea came from. But it's 24/7 media coverage on fake news. Oh, there was tear gas thrown into protests. Peaceful protesters outside the White House so Trump could do a photo op. Evil Trump. So dictator-like. But what were they not talking about? They weren't talking about a retired police officer named David Dorn who was murdered by looters. A black police officer, might I add. Where's Black Lives Matter outrage on this? It's nowhere to be seen. If Black Lives Matter, it doesn't matter if they're a cop. It doesn't matter if they're a civilian. It doesn't matter who they are. They should matter in their perspective and going by what they preach and what they're saying. But there's no outrage. There's no outcry. There's no hashtags going from these people. Trump knows it. A bunch of other people knows that a black man was killed in cold blood a few weeks ago. George Floyd. A black man, specifically a police officer, was killed in cold blood last night. Nobody cared.
Yeah.
It shows a lot of these people don't know what they're fucking protesting, and or they don't have any fucking principles.
Yeah, I mean, you have for the most part, these protesters have been peaceful, but you get this slice of them that are just fucking anarchists, right? They're Antifa terrorist anarchists, and like, and it's hard, like, it's hard deciphering which one's which because they intermingle. Like, it's like, and you know, I just like there's so many of them that it's like, but it's just sad that David Dorn, he like die like getting shot in the fucking face, man. What the fuck, man? Yeah. Like, you know, and for a fucking TV to loot a TV, like, what the fuck? And like, these are the people that don't give a shit about black people. Like, these are the people that are shooting black people. They're looting minority-owned businesses. They don't care. They just want a reason to destroy and fucking steal shit. Like, and I'm sorry, if that's you and you get caught, you should go to jail forever.
And it's really pissing me off. Just the media coverage in general has been especially awful this time around. You know, they're attacking Trump for going in front of the church and taking a picture with a Bible and praying there. What the fuck is wrong with what he did?
Literally every fucking Democrat does photo ops. Every one of them. And almost all of them involve a church at some point. Fucking Joe Biden's done it. Barack Obama's done it. Bill Clinton's done it. Fucking, like, it's
well, and their issue is really the fact that they had to move quote unquote peaceful protesters out of there for him to get there. That's just fucking, like we said, presidential Secret Service protocol. Yeah. Now, I don't know the full story and I need to look into it, but I have a funny feeling. Well, first of all, the whole they were throwing tear gas at peaceful protesters was fake news perpetrated by CNN.
Yep.
Then now they're saying it was flashbangs. I need to look into it more, but I have a funny feeling they were telling the protesters to move and they didn't listen and they had to do what they had to do to get them to fucking move. Yep. That's my guess. It's probably
that's what they were saying it was. They said that they were warned something like 3 times or something, and And even the peaceful protesting thing was debunked too, because they found a whole a little trove of little weapons or whatever, little knives and shit like that, shanks or whatever. Like these are not and the problem is, it's like, okay, so you do have a lot of peaceful protesters, but if you have even one or two or three that aren't peaceful, then it fucking ends. I'm sorry, you fucked it up for everybody, right? That your right to protest ends when you endanger the life of others, and and even if you're peaceful and don't call out the violent, welcome back, Sam. Even if you're peaceful and don't speak up about the violent bullshit that somebody in your crowd is doing, that's what that you might as well be doing the violence your damn self. Like,
you're indirectly enabling it,
right? So
the 3 cops who didn't say anything.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
that's
and
a good comparison.
Yeah, so my sympathy ends when you endanger the lives of others.
Yeah, Ash B in the chat saying, I wonder about this. CNN said Trump tear gas peaceful protesters so he can do a photo op. Anderson Cooper even said, that's how small this man is, read Trump. Yeah, it's all just to attack Trump. That's what it's all about. And right now we're getting some good footage from D.C. right here on the ground. A whole line of National Guard. Must be like 3 levels of barriers here. A big, beautiful wall, quote unquote. It's really a fence outside of it. Keeping the White House grounds safe, but they're trying to throw stuff at them at the National Guard, which isn't doing anything. But again, this is all, I personally think, my conspiracy theory, my Alex Jones side of my brain tells me that the left engineered this so that it would hurt Trump. That was what it was all about.
That's what it's about with them.
Yeah. I think, and I think that's it's the case of a lot of things, but this was just so coordinated on another level. And now you're finding out, again, those brick packages again, they're fucking popping up everywhere. There's more and more video of that shit coming out. I'm gonna pull one of them up. And they even, I have to fact check to see if this is still true, but Jack Posobiec on Twitter was saying that they found 2 boxes of pipe bombs, pipe bombs, outside of the Korean War Memorial in D.C. I mean, that's fucking crazy.
Well, this goes back to what I was saying. Black Lives Matter. I will give some of them credit that some of them have finally started calling out Antifa for what they are.
That's actually a good thing you bring that up, because I'm seeing some shit going down here on the DC stream. Oh shit, a fight's breaking out. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to send this to you guys. Oh, looks like they're attacking a dude with a camera. Oh no, they're pulling him away. But like, it looks like some people here are trying to, stop the violence. But there was one guy that, there have been guys going around yelling at the looters, people going around saying no violence. Like one guy stood up and said, no violence. If you see any violence, call that shit out. I credit where credit's due. That is what we need. The leaders that are doing that in these protests, they're doing it right. Even if I disagree with what Black Lives Matter preaches, I love that. That's how you protest. That needs to be encouraged more so we can get out of this fucking anarchy hell.
Yeah, I think that what they need to go and do is start saying, hey, we're protesting. Like, what are they even really protesting for now? Because the one guy was arrested, already.
Exactly.
So are they trying to go and just protest in general black police officers on black violence now? Or is it like they want the other 3 to be arrested or something?
I don't know. And that's the thing, is like I think they think this is the moment to end systematic racism and
they want, I think they were saying that they wanted higher charges than I guess because the main guy was being charged with third degree murder and manslaughter or something like that, which they like some of these people wanted first degree murder, which I fucking guarantee you're not getting first degree murder with these Democrats. I'm not, I would be willing to bet money on that one. Like, there's no way these Democrats are going to give you first degree murder.
Yeah.
You need to show what was that, like planning
Intent.
for
Premeditated.
Premeditation, like intent. Which
Mhm.
I mean, you could set there's an argument which is something to the tune of leaning on somebody for a long period of time and there's like a knowledge of
but I don't think
complications there's a bit of an argument. So I don't know. You're not going to you're not going to make them happy, but then again, it's like, I don't know. In any case, I think it is higher than at least third degree murder, but I do think that there's no way in hell these Democrats are going to fucking give into that shit.
I will say to look on the other side of things, on the more Republican side. I'm gonna pull up a video right now. I tweeted it out on the Versa account. Fucking Idaho, man, in a nice red city, they are packing heat defending their businesses. This one guy posted this video. He's got his AR-15 and he's walking down, and there's all these shop owners here. They're all armed, standing guard. It's like a grassroots militia here. Defending these businesses. I mean, that's going to be the natural reaction to this. And
outside, of course, it's going to be outside of these cities. They're not attacking outside the fucking cities. They're going after these cities because they're the easy targets. Mm-hmm. Right? That they have this weak ass Democrat leadership. They have the strictest gun laws. There's most people are on drugs and shit. This is they're going after these cities because that's where those are the one places they can do it. You can't do that shit with a fucking that you could do that shit in Dallas or Austin. You can't do that shit outside. You're gonna get your head blown off.
I love the image too. This was in Philly, I think, at a GameStop. There was a bunch of guys on the fucking roof armed. The gamers are actually rising up now and defending what is theirs.
Well, did you see the one thing in, I think it was Philadelphia, where they had all the white people with the baseball bats going around after the looter?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. I mentioned that last night.
We have a very special person in the Whitfield report chat.
Special.
How special?
Well, friend of the show. So an old friend of the show, Jeff Hamill. So
we got Jeff in here. We reeled him in. You got him back over, Sam.
So he said now these comments, I think I might have been in the bathroom when he made this comment, but he said he didn't pray there. That was the main complaint by the pastor of the church. Then he said,
I thought he did pray. I'll have to check that up though.
Even if he didn't, no, who gives a shit? Like, he's given a message. He's given a message that he's standing with the religious community and defending their right. Okay, religious communities have been stifled over these last couple of months. First off, with the COVID-19 shit, like they're just saying that nobody's going to be able to fucking worship outside of a Zoom meeting, and now this long treasured church across the street from the White House, right, it was bursted into flames. Okay, he's defending the freedom of religion. It's like it is so important in our that's one of the vital freedoms of being an American. And It's like the religion is something that this country, one of the main pillars that this country was founded on, and
Yeah.
I just you got like there's so many religious people that need it too. Like like religion provides so much good in the world. I mean, do some people abuse it for their fucking personal gain? Sure, but that's with everything. People abuse the government for personal gain. People abuse their fucking job for personal gain. People abuse the school for personal gain. That's like there's a whole lot like, but there's so many good things that come out of religion. There's people that come out that turn their lives around from a life of crime. They turn their lives around from a life of addiction. They turn their lives around. It's like people some people just fucking need religion in their life, you know?
Well, and here's the thing too. Like, let's say it is, he didn't pray. Let's say it is a photo op.
Mm-hmm.
There's a point behind the photo op. There is something greater than just taking a photo. It sends a message, and the visual he had there was a powerful visual.
Mm-hmm.
He walks across from the White House to the church that had been burnt the night before, holds the Bible. He might have read a passage on it. I'd have to rewatch it, look into more, see what happened, but the message he's sending to the nation, because they're all talking like, where's Trump? He's not saying anything. Where's leadership? Well, here it comes. And he comes out, and by holding the Bible, he shows unity, hopefully, because religion is supposed to be a unifying thing, peace, security, and faith, obviously.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I mean, the only people that were pissed, you had these left-wing preachers or Catholic fathers or whatever, like, which they really shouldn't be. It's just ridiculous. I don't know.
Well, and then they were saying, here's what the ABC News was saying when I was watching it tonight. They were saying Trump is condemned by people on both sides for this photo op. And they found just two Republicans in Congress. One of them was Ben Sass, who looks like a total dweeb. I'm like, okay, I don't like you anymore. I know what you are. He reminds me of, what's that guy's name? That during the Kavanaugh thing, he was being kind of cucky. What was that guy's name? Jeff Flake. Yeah. He looks like Jeff Flake 2.0. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But
well, he's hit or miss. Like, there's something. Sometimes he says stuff that's like really, okay, I could kind of get behind, and then there's other times I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? Which, I mean, hey.
Sure, but the thing is, the media's framing it as both sides are condemning Trump, when that's not even the case. Everybody on the left is always condemning Trump, and they found a handful of people on the right to condemn Trump. It's like they love these people. Like Justin Amash, oh my God, they probably have posters of him in CNN's office, like to look at and just like gleam and get all excited over, because they love these people on the right to attack the right. They love it. They eat it up. They love Mitt Romney. They love John McCain. Well, sorry, they hated John McCain when he ran against Obama. They loved him when he ran against or railed against Trump. And then recently, who they love now? George W. Bush, because he's hating on Trump again.
Well, here's my sort of thing too, that like you mentioned earlier with the COVID-19 affecting churches. I feel that if you can protest and burn down churches, you should at least be able to get a Sunday service. But that's still been banned in many states. How the fuck does that make any sense? Like, why is there no outrage, like, nationally about that? It's because we have a Democrat-controlled media that is silencing
heavily
conservatives.
And you know what? Look, and realistically, okay, so this whole issue is African-American rights. And, they look, this is a Democrat-controlled media. And they basically want to erase history because Democrats are on the wrong end of history when it comes to the African Americans. Like, they're on the wrong end of it. Look,
I still hate that term.
Huh?
I still hate that term, the wrong side of history, or whatever you want to call it.
Well, no, that's why I used
me
it.
too.
That's exactly why I used it. I reversed it on them. Anyway, No, because when you're talking about like the Democrats' history with African Americans, look, they formed the KKK. They've uh they were part of the Alabama state government that that imprisoned Martin Luther King. They they imprisoned Rosa Parks, right? They there's the Brown v. Board of Education, Broward v. Board of Education. That governor was a Democrat, the one that pulled the National Guard and forced desegregation. And it wasn't until a Republican, Dwight D. Eisenhower, said, "We got other ideas," And so this is the history of the Democrat Party, right? And so it's like, you talk to these people and they're like, well, Democrats could change. Really? Because it's like you look at even today, it's like all of these cities in which these cops are, abusing the civil rights of these African Americans are happening in Democrat controlled cities, right? They're all Democrats. The mayor, the councils, the chief prosecutors, all Democrats, right? And it's like there's a look, and you look at like the chief prosecutors. They're the ones that can charge people, and they're not. They're the like, look, if Amy Klobuchar did her fucking job, and I know I'm repeating myself, I said this the last couple of shows, but if she did her fucking job, George Floyd would still be alive. No doubt about it.
And if you need proof that Democrats don't care about minorities, specifically black people, just wind the clocks back right before these riots and protests when Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That is fucking ignorant, condescending, and racist. And
but that was just a senior moment, Sean.
Yeah, no, I actually think that was sort of the mask slipping a little bit. The senior mask, I think, slipped for a second, and you got to see the real Joe. And this is how politicians look. Look, most politicians look down on the American voter and think they're stupid. They go, oh, we'll just do this and that, and they'll be voting for us again. Ha ha. They don't think we're intelligent. They don't think that at all. I mean, look at what they were saying, like Hillary Clinton with the deplorables comment. They think middle America is everything wrong with this country. They think they're deplorable, racist, sexist, xenophobic. They look down on people, and this is why you have Trump, okay? I mean, if you don't get that by now, I don't know how I can get you there. It couldn't be more clear. And it's like, I mean, again, these movements too are organized, and they're purposefully done to control people. That's what it's all about. It's all about control. That's why Black Lives Matter is the thing. It's to control their voting bloc. Again, why is it a thing now? Why is it specifically coming up now?
I had a couple of conversations with a couple of my friends who are African American, and they were taught that the MLK assassination was a cold case. I'm like, whoever taught you that was full of shit. And yeah, like, dude, no, the guy who assassinated him was a staunch Democrat who supported one of the most pro-segregationist politicians in fucking American history, in George Wallace. Hell, the Democrats were comparing Trump to George Wallace fucking just today with the whole shit. I'm like, oh really? Oh, that Democrat, you compared him to a Democrat politician. That's nice.
Yeah. I actually want to read a good tweet I found by Tim Pool about the whole church photo op thing.
Yeah.
And he said the intent of the photo at St. John's was, 1, to show that the church still stood after it was set on fire. 2, to show that he's in complete control, stronger than protests and riots. This is not an endorsement, just my opinion on why they did it and thought it was a good idea. It's 100%
It's a symbol of strength. Bottom line, it is a symbol of strength. He's like, I'm here. I hear you. We're gonna get control of this thing, and we're gonna do it right fucking now. Like that was the message that he was taking. And look, he's been a really strong leader for us, man. And I'll tell you what, he's the polar opposite of fucking Bill de Blasio. I'll tell you that right now. Holy shit. Could you find a more weak leader in the country than Bill de Blasio? Like where your own governor wants to fucking is considering getting rid of your ass? Like, like that. And he should, even though he should probably step down too. But look, like New York City is fucked. Oh my God, it's fucked. All these businesses that were looted, right? Half of them aren't coming back. Half of them are not coming back. And then and you looking at one of these cities that is so highly populated that they need really every business that they could fucking get when it comes to jobs and feeding people, making sure they have the supplies they need and all like, dude, and these places are getting looted. You think they're coming back? And if they do come back, you think it's going to be immediately? It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, and two things on that I just thought of. Number one, this is why these cities are in a fucking cyclical cycle. You have the LA riots, the riots in Detroit, all these places, and it just puts them back into a slum. All this rebuilding, riots happen, and now they're back in the slum. It doesn't fix anything. It holds these communities back. And if that is a controversial statement, I mean, we're fucked. We're not changing these cities then. But secondly, because I'm seeing like a lot of footage here of these protesters and rioters, and I've been seeing on the mainstream media, and I was getting notifications on my phone about this too, this bullshit narrative that all the rioting and looting is being started by or done by white supremacists, white nationalists, Trump supporters.
Yeah. Show me one sign of a white supremacist that's in any of these fucking protests. I could tell. I mean, I've seen Antifa all day long. These fucking skinny little shit white kids that are in all black, man. I see them all day long. Mm-hmm. What I don't see is any sign of any white supremacy at all.
Oh, I think a part of it. Yeah,
what's that saying? I have. I mean, and Antifa is filled with white supremacists, and
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. They are, but yeah, well, and it's like even Malcolm X said himself, the white liberals, fucking one of the most dangerous. Like, because they make them they side. Like they pretend like they're siding with the African American community, and it's just a farce. And that has not changed at all. That has not changed since Malcolm X said it years ago.
Well, look,
and another thing too. Yeah.
Well, look, I will echo what Tim Pool has said. Why can't it be both sides, the far radical right and the far left that want to tear this country apart?
They do. They do.
They do. I mean, look,
far right these rallies, so they're making up facts.
Yeah. Well, see, I think the reason the media is saying this is two reasons. One is it can be biased, and number two, which I think is the bigger problem, is they're covering their asses for their Antifa simping for the past 4 years. I mean, CNN, Chris Cuomo praised Antifa. You can find articles and videos of all this shit. It's out there. It's out there. All over the internet. And I think if you want to look, if you're going to make the case to me that there are these evil Trump supporters going out there starting shit, show me the pictures of people in MAGA hats at these protests. There's not a single one. You know what I did see? I did see a car with a Trump bumper sticker in Philly during these protests. Do you want to know what happened? They got the shit beat out of it. they started breaking the windows. They started attacking it. These people hate Trump and Trump supporters. They don't, you could come in with a MAGA hat and say, I love you guys, I'm pro Black Lives Matter. They'll beat the shit out of you. Look at InfoWars. They did the most perfect marketing play ever. Owen Schroyer and Alex Jones were driving around in the InfoWars tank, and Owen goes into this one part, and he goes, we are with you. We're all in this together. And they start throwing bricks at it, throwing signs at it, attacking it, trying to knock the speakers off of it. Like, you can say no matter how many times you want, we agree with you and we're in this together, and they don't care.
And
They don't care. They see you as the enemy, and they don't care, and they want you dead.
Let me read this quote by Malcolm X.
With the Black Lives Matter movement, they're not calling out these people who are attacking people who are with them on the right. You know, they don't want to come together. They want to go.
They want division.
They're attacking people on the right, and this is an ideological war. Like, how are they any better than Antifa if they're attacking people who are innocent and they're not calling it out? Just, you know, it's one thing. It's not much different if you go and see badness going on, you don't call it out. They should be calling it out right now, but they're not. They're silent.
We do it on our own side all the time. All the fucking time.
The silence is violence.
I spent 2 years, not one, but 2 years, fighting against, you know, I mean, I hate to bring up his name, but you know who I'm going to say. I spent 2 years fighting against Owen Benjamin when he turned alt-right, partially because, all right, a couple friends and I got fucking framed for something we didn't even fucking do. And look, I took a bunch of, I'm not like trying to brag here, but like I took a bunch of shit for defending you know, you guys when the Groypers started harassing the TPUSA chapter at Penn State. I mean, yeah. So,
and they said nasty things about us, you know, when we made our appearances, but we go after these people, even though they're on our own side, kind of. And I say kind of because the Groypers, I'd say, are more on the right, but these alt-right people are, to call them alt-right is really, it's not really accurate, because to call them right is just, it really doesn't align with a lot of what they believe in, to be honest. A lot of them believe in a lot of socialist policies, universal health care, to name one of them. I mean, I don't know what you'd call it. Like, and the alt-left and the alt-right have many similarities.
It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Because it's like even when they get full governments, they still don't get they still don't do what the fuck they say they're gonna do. And let me read this fucking quote though by Malcolm X.
Yo, shit's happening on the DC stream. People are running. Yo.
All right.
Yo, the cops are coming out. Oh shit. Yo, National Guard's coming after them. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yep.
Because they were it looked like Antifa was agitating again. They were rocking the fence. And they just spray, looks like some tear gas, maybe.
Okay.
Shit. Yeah, you can keep going. Sorry.
Okay. So the white liberal differs from the white conservative only in one way. The liberal is more deceitful, more hypocritical than the conservative. They both want power, but the white liberal is the one who has perfected the art as posing as the Negro's friend and the benefactor by winning the friendship and support of the Negro. The white liberal is able to use the Negro as a pawn or a weapon in this political football game. There you go. Right? Nailed it, Malcolm X. Right? Look, and he's called it years later because all they've done, all these liberals have done as just, you know, for years they've bullshitted the African American community, told them everything that they wanted to hear, everything just to keep them in power, right? Just to keep themselves in power. And then not only do they not do shit for the African American community, but they get themselves rich off that tax money. They fuck them over. Like, literally, they do. They pass all these ridiculous regulations that take away all of the freedoms and civil rights of these African Americans. They make it almost impossible for you to own a gun in the city. So as a poor person or a lower middle class, it's almost impossible to fucking defend yourself. So it's like, it makes you an easy target and you can't defend yourself. So and then they give into, and like I said before, then they give in to these police unions, and it's like, look, they use the regulations, they use these ridiculous regulations as probable cause to make unnecessary searches and unnecessary shit, and then they charge them for whatever the fuck they can, and and they get them, and they use the shady shit to mass incarcerate African Americans.
I think there's a flashbang in DC. The camera just rocked big time. People started running. Yeah, there's serious shit going down DC right now. They're asking for trouble. I mean, Jack Posobiec was saying Antifa was trying to take the fence down. That was their plan for tonight.
That would be the worst mistake of their lives.
Oh, they get massacred.
It would be done. It would be done.
Yeah, sorry if I interrupt, but like, I'm just gonna do that whenever there's any action.
Yeah.
No problem.
No, go for it.
No problem. And real quick too, I just wanna say that, Jeff, I appreciate you tuning in, and I'm not.
Yeah.
None of us are trying to, pick on you, dude, or anything. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're for the conversation. And this is my point. I think a lot of us want the same thing, which is, justice and equality. You weren't. I don't think you had tuned in yet when I did this rant, but it's like I said earlier. I think we've heard a lot of the complaints, and a lot of us wanting to help, right? But like, one thing that I've heard repeatedly is, well, you don't understand what it's like to be black in America, and that's true. I don't, but that doesn't negate the fact that I don't want that, I want to help.
But they don't. Yeah, they don't even. And part of it is, okay. So in the so with any problem, the way to solve a problem, first you got to identify the problem, then you got to gather information on the problem, and then you got to come up, and then you got to come up with the sources, and then come up with solutions, and then weigh those solutions, and then we're that's exactly what we're doing, and we're trying to do that. And it's like these people, and as soon as we mention anything that goes against the Democratic narrative, they don't even want to enter the conversation. This is what I'm saying. Like, literally, we've been talking about for the last week. We've been on here damn near every day talking about this shit. We've been talking about what is wrong with these cities, and it's like of course they don't want to hear it. Like, they don't want to hear it because it goes completely against their narrative. And here's some more shit. Okay, look, with the Black Lives Matter movement, you've got the people that run Black Lives Matter, like the top people, are completely taking advantage of the people that are the bottom people that are in the group. And the people at the top are getting the same amount of funding that these fucking Antifa assholes are getting. And it's like, so there's definitely like a wild disconnect there. Like look, it's, this is part why you don't hear about any of this shit. That's why you're not hearing them go after Antifa. That's why you're hearing them defend or marginalize Antifa, like, oh, they're not that big, they're not so much a real group. No, they're fucking, they're coming in with the bricks and the pipe bombs and all that shit. There's serious shit. Like,
and the thing with Antifa too is, this is what pisses me off, is we have been talking about them probably since our first fucking radio show 4 years ago. We've been going on and on about how bad Antifa is, how they're terrorists, and how this is a sort of a underground problem that is getting mainstream traction and nobody seems to care. The president cares, people on the new right care, but Fox News, sometimes depends who you talk to. People on the left, they don't give a shit. They don't talk about it. The only thing they talk about is the violence of Trump supporters, how evil Trump supporters are. But they never, on the alt-right, and then they never mention Antifa, especially with Charlottesville. It was all about the racists, the Nazis, and the alt-right, which were bad, don't get me wrong. And I hate, as a small anecdote, I have to keep disclaiming that. I was telling that in the CR chat today. It's like, you shouldn't have to always make that disclaimer. Oh, I hate racists, blah, 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 and then keep going. It's like a no shit thing. Like, it's obvious. We all agree on that. But we don't seem to agree that Antifa's a problem, that they were a problem at Charlottesville, that they came with bats and clubs and batons, brand spanking new batons and knives, ready for a all-out battle. And they're doing the same thing here. I'm going to find a video of the bricks that just magically appear in crates and cities. And nobody talks about this shit. This is the real big, juicy part of the story here. This is really what we should be investigating, looking into, but nobody cares.
It's and it's like, okay, so they want, so there's there's one side of it that wants to see systemic racism within law enforcement or whatever, and I don't think I'm not sure we're as far off as we think, because I mean, now I don't think that there's systemic racism. However, I do think that these Democrats have created this system within these cities that puts African Americans on the wrong end of, civil liberties and justice. Like, I do. I feel like it, but it's like, because you don't see this shit. You really don't see this shit happening in Republican areas. It's mostly in Democratic areas, because when you look at it from a finite perspective from these Democratic areas, it puts African Americans on the wrong end of civil liberties and justice. Like, like you're talking about, like the unions, right? Like the police unions, for example. Like, they're caving. They've completely ransacked these liberal cities, and so you get these these cops that really damn near do whatever the fuck they want to do. You're not going to be able to get rid of them. You're not going to be able to, the worst that you could do is move these fuckers, right? And maybe you could fire. Like, it takes something this fucking egregious to get rid of them, but that's a Democrat problem. If you put that shit in front of any other city, they're gone. They're fucking gone. But it's like, but these unions protect the cops, right? They protect good cops, but they protect bad cops too. And and you got to solve. These are the kind of issues you got to stare at, but Democrats don't want to fucking stare at that issue. And like qualified immunity, right? You should probably get rid of qualified immunity if you really want to have a serious conversation of what we could do for policing reform. You're probably going to want to get rid of that. But these police unions, you're going to have to stand up to these police unions, and the Democrats have a really bad record of doing that. So, and they haven't been able to do that for fucking decades. So,
and check out the video I posted in chat that shows what I'm talking about, the bricks. There's this pallet of bricks in the middle of the street here. There's no construction in sight. And then you see these bunch of people, looks like mostly white, all dressed in black, Antifa style, fits the profile of Antifa, coming in, taking down the a little border thing around it, little like fence thing, and grabbing all these nice new bricks to go and throw in the stores, throw in the windows, cause chaos. It's so fucking fake looking. There's other videos too of these like piles of bricks just laying there, just chilling around like casual bricks. It's crazy.
But it's like, yeah,
This is the thing too, to connect with what you're saying. On the conspiracy side, this is like probably George Soros or similar groups that fund Antifa.
Somebody's got to be paying, dude. Somebody's got to be paying for these fucking bricks.
Yeah,
nobody just gives away bricks. And they look new too. Like they look like new pallets of fucking bricks. Yeah. Somebody had to make them. Somebody had to buy them because they weren't fucking cheap.
And these batons that Antifa uses, Gavin.
And somebody had to deliver it. And somebody had to deliver them.
Yeah,
that ain't cheap either.
Yeah, Gavin McGinnis was saying these batons that were used, that he's seen that Antifa uses, they look brand spanking new. They're hundreds of dollars. These kids can't afford them. Somebody's paying for it. And the irony here, to connect it with what you're talking about. Oh, more action, DC, another flash bomb, I think. Oh no, gas is coming out. It looks like tear gas or a smoke bomb. The thing is, like, these are far left groups funding these radical far left groups to hurt their own constituents, to hurt black people, to hurt minorities. And it's all, again, to keep them in line, to keep them voting Democrat, because the Democrats will give them free shit as long as they're being held back in the suburbs. You want to talk about systematic racism? There it fucking is. Antifa, George Soros, and all this shit.
Snacks, like a snack container now they're bringing around.
Is that thing that he was pulling?
Yeah, I think I saw it said snacks on it. I guess they need to make sure you're not hungry when you're breaking, destroying DC.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I see some Antifa here. Yeah, there's lots of Antifa at this thing in DC.
See, they need to go and start getting these violent protesters and figuring out who they are and actually charging them this.
Yeah, and then they need to figure out the network, really get into this shit, dismantle and take down Antifa.
Yep, I see people without masks walking around the whole time over here.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Also, shout out to the people that come in the mornings on a volunteer basis to clean up these cities. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, I donated to a there was a group that was going I think they were going to Minnesota to help clean up or whatever. I don't know, these last couple of days I've been giving away a ton of money, which I might end up paying for, but whatever.
Well, as long as it's going to the right places.
Yeah, it's going.
Then that's
good.
Look,
I'm definitely vetting these. I'm definitely vetting. The only because I've given to I've given to CJ Pearson's. Oh
yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's given. He's trying to help black businesses get back on their feet. The ones that have been decimated. I've given to the George Floyd Memorial Fund. I've given to that the Minnesota cleanup, and then the only one that I will not give anything to these legal funds. That's not happening. There's no fucking chance in hell.
But did you make your Twitter profile black, and did you post a black square on your Instagram?
I'll tell you what I did. I did one better.
Whoa!
Hold on.
You must have really ended racism.
I know. No. And here's the dilly.
Phil was
right?
taking down systematic racism right here. No.
So I put on a black box. I put on a black box, but I put some white letters in that black box. Right. That's what I did. No, and I just.
You're like Reddit now.
Yeah, no, it's I said if all you do is put a black square on your IG, you're a POS. Give help and have an intellectual discussion. That's what I put.
I hate that shit. Like like virtue signaling. I always hate, and it's
Yeah,
always
I don't like
this
I don't like
time.
virtue signaling.
Ooh, it really got to me. I mean, it was just
Yeah.
so fucking. It was so forced down our throats. I think that's what really bothered me. You
Yeah.
know, you're seeing in the music. You can't listen to music. You have to like see these black squares. The Reddit app has went black.
You
Spotify went black too. It's like, and I have to make this disclaimer because I know somebody's gonna take it out of context, and I hate having to do this, but I hate racism as much as the next guy. Okay, but this shit ain't helping. If anything, it's gonna make more racism. Because what's the first thing people are gonna say? What about a white box? And then you're gonna get white identity people, white nationalists.
I don't think
This is fuel to their
it's
fire,
just it's
fuel
just
to their
fake.
cause.
I don't think
It is
anybody's
fake.
really thinking that far. I don't think anybody's really thinking that far. I think they're
No,
they're
these
just it's
people
just
do.
fake. It's just
These
fake.
people do. These
It's
white
just-
nationalist people do.
Like it's just the lack of the lack of authenticity that comes with this sort of thing, like putting it on Instagram or whatever. And not only that, you know, you're basically blocking a good message. Like there's a lot of good messages that Instagram are putting up about stories about how, you know, you got people that they're cleaning up in the cities. You got people that are you know, helping out with these businesses or whatever, like helping them, you know, give supplies to the protesters, or like, you know, dude, they're good stories, and you're just blacking it out by putting a black box in your fucking Instagram. Like I don't know.
The other thing too about it is I just saw this, and it's going to connect to another story. It's depressing. Like it's not a hopeful message. It's doom and gloom, and that it makes people almost like, I would think, not want to engage with this stuff because it makes them sad.
it makes people go, "Oh, what's the point? We're fucked anyway." That's the message that people get, and I'm sorry. I know that's not what people want to hear, but that's the truth.
Well, look, there was a thing done today on Nickelodeon where they interrupted a show for 8 minutes to say "I can't breathe" on the screen with a black background.
That's
a
ridiculous.
Fucking kids channel.
It's ridiculous.
What were we
It's
saying,
absolutely
Alex?
ridiculous.
What kids need to see.
Yeah, well, one was freaking out. They're like, "Mommy, I don't like this." That's
It's
what I'm
like-
saying.
It's like, I'm saying, if you're going to do something, if you're going to put a black box like that, and then you're not going to do literally anything else, you know, or you're not going to like do like,
It's
you
fake.
know, it's fake. It's fake. Don't even do it.
It's just for PR brownie points, and even that, I don't know if you're getting that. You get some retweets and likes. Woo.
Like, no, I mean, it's, and it's like, normally I don't like to, and you guys know me, like, you know, I don't like to flaunt who I give my money to. I don't claim it on my taxes. I don't do anything like that, because I'm always like, I've always been told, I was taught as a little kid that if you do something, you do, if you do an act of charity, you do it without any notoriety. Like you don't do any notoriety, because even notoriety is a personal benefit to you. And then it really doesn't. Yeah. So that's the, but this is one of those moments where, like, I'm giving, but I'm telling other people that they should give too. Like, that's the only thing. That's the only reason why I'm like showing it to other people. So then I'm like, you know, I want to make sure that I'm saying, look, I want other people to give, but I'm good, but I can't. I would be a hypocrite if I told somebody else to give and then I didn't fucking give. So then I give, and then I show people that I gave. So now it's your turn, buddy. That's kind of my, and people need to see, and more people need to see that. Like, people need to, like, African Americans need to see that, yes, there are good people on the other side that want to reach out and want to give them a big old hug, right? That's that's what we're trying. I mean, there's like, if you're going to do it, we need to do more of that. Like, and so that was my brain work behind all of that.
Yeah.
Well,
that's good.
It's and that's the other sad thing too, is it's I feel like it's getting to the point, not like for me personally, but it's getting to the point in society now where this is going to sound really faggy or whatever, but whatever.
You use the F word.
Oh, jeez.
Now we're really demonetized.
Well,
I'm sorry.
There goes again.
Well, at least you don't have to. At least you don't have to hit the cough button on me.
Oh yeah, like at the radio, where you just sort of like going all foul mouth. I was like, "Shit, Sammy, this is the radio."
Yeah, that's a funny story. We'll have to tell the audience at another time. So, but no, in all seriousness though, it's getting to the point where like obviously you can, but it's getting really hard to, I guess, connect or like even to hug, someone of like another race now, just because of all this division like in society. Like, I don't know if I'm phrasing this too well, but it's like, it seems like a lot of these radicals don't want the people coming together.
No.
And they want us.
Antifa wants division.
They want us segregating, and like one of my best friends in college that I met, is black, and he's blind. He's been on this show before, actually, and I love him. I love him to death. And I actually should probably. We text all the time, but I should give him a call and see what his take on this is. But point being, it's like, ultimately we just need to. I think we need to connect with each other more. That's why I loved having Donnie on the show the other night when she was here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
and like,
I think
I don't know what my point really was. That was just me rambling, but go on.
No, I kind of see what you're getting at, because it is, I think some of these the protesters do want to kind of bring some people together. I think there are a lot of people in Black Lives Matter that are way too identitarian, and that causes natural division. When you start grouping people by identities, that's dividing people up by their race, by their gender, sexual identity. And look, we all make jokes about these sort of things and have fun with it, and that kind of brings people together in a way. It shows how we're all different. We all have these, funny things about us that we can't change, and we can have some fun with it. But when you take it so seriously and you start dividing people up, like, oh, you're black, you need to believe this. Oh, you're gay, you need to be Democrat, that sort of shit. It's just dividing people up, and it builds animosity rather than being what America should be, which is a place where a bunch of different people can come and fit in and have fun and love this country. As Trump says, it's one of his more underrated lines is, you can come here, you just gotta love America. And that's really what it comes down to. Because if you do love this country, you love our Constitution, you love guns, you love religion, you love freedom of religion, freedom to do anything the fuck you want, freedom of speech. But if you're coming here and you believe that hate speech should be banned, if you believe we should take guns away, if you believe Christianity is awful, if you believe religion in general is awful, if you believe gays should be killed or executed, do you really love America?
No.
It's like, what's the alternative? And then it's like, okay, so like, this is one of those, and another thing that really grinds my fucking gears too. Like, okay, so if you want to be critical of whatever I'm on, great, whatever. Um, first off, have a good argument, like have a good complaint, legit complaint, and then try to think of something that maybe some sort of solution to it. You know, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's and I always keep thinking of the gun debate, right? Which now the gun debate should
It's
be
done.
fucking over.
It's done.
This should be over as of last week. Like, done. But
these
yeah,
past few nights have made me more pro gun and pro police than I've ever been before.
yeah, like but that's like I always hear like, oh, guns kill people. Like how many anti-gun shit have we been to? Like we've been like, oh, we should just, nobody needs an AR-15 and nobody.
We fucking do now. We need 30 mags too.
Yeah, like, but it's like, okay, well, so. And yeah, we remember when we went to this one thing, and they had like a Mothers Against Violence or something like that. When it was the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life, and like and they were like, well, yeah, nobody needs that kind of firepower, and I was like, well, and then it's like, well, so you're saying the police can handle it, right? Yes. The police can handle it, and I'm like, okay. So in a perfect world, right? I'll give you the benefit of some of these numbers, right? According to law statistics around the country, the average time, the fastest response time for police is in the Bay Area. And even then, that's like 5 minutes and 24 seconds or something like that. I think it was. Do you know what the fuck can happen in 5 minutes and 24 seconds? Like, if I want to break in and take some shit, I could be pretty goddamn successful in 5 minutes and 24 seconds.
Well, here's. Oh, sorry. Finish.
No. You're good. You're good. Go for it. Yeah, that was.
You kind of made me think of something that I've also thought of, and I am Jeff. I don't know if you're still in the chat or if anyone can.
Cops are coming out.
I
think somebody's getting arrested.
If anyone can answer this for me, and pardon me, folks watching on the feed, my headphones are kind of tangled, so just bear with me. But here's something that I have generally been confused about for years, right? Whenever these school shootings happen, which are horrible, I'm not denying that the solution is always, we need more cops, right? We need more law enforcement. We need more cops. We need more patrols. We need more law enforcement officers. Yet when one of these shootings by a police officer happens, they're always, fuck the police. There's so much corruption in the police department. We need, like I've even heard people say, we need to get rid of the police. They can't be trusted. And it's like, okay,
that's a good point.
Which is it? Like, and the thing it is like, you hear these comments from the same people, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so again, it's like I want to help. I genuinely do, but I am genuinely confused as to which stance I'm supposed to take, because you can't say we need a bigger police force and then simultaneously say fuck the police.
Well, and here's the other point too that you were getting to, is that at the beginning there, which is these people say you can't trust cops. Okay, so who are you going to trust to defend yourself? Who are you going to trust to keep people safe? Well, it can only be you then. Then why do you want to take guns away? You need more guns. You need bigger guns. If you can't trust the cops to save you when the baddies come knocking, well, then you got to start packing some heat. I mean, it's such backwards logic. I don't get it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with these people. They want cops to be there for their ass, but they don't understand, how to actually get people who are good to even become cops too. It's like if you start doing this shit, who's going to want to be a cop if you're considered like a racist and you're all this other stuff? And they don't want to fund police either.
Yeah.
So what do they want to do? Like they're not. I don't see them applying to become cops.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
police around neighborhoods.
Exactly. It takes everything backwards. We're not moving forward. We're moving backwards because of all this. One other thing I want to mention, because it was what we kind of started off talking about, which was the first argument in the CR's chat, which was over something we've been talking about that's been hitting us kind of locally at Penn State, which is the incident, and I gotta phrase this carefully because the story's changed, of a Jeep driving by protesters saying the N-word and saying the Klan's coming and then driving away. There's also a new story out. I will mention that too. But I got into the argument with some people because I could tell they were being emotional. And I was arguing, okay, what this kid did was wrong, obviously, but that's not the full story. Yeah, he didn't even say the N-word. If you look at the video, it is clearly the old guy in the Jeep driving saying the N-word, not the kid. And they were arguing he's complicit in it. And I'm like, wait, what? And somebody even basically said to me, he knew what he was doing. And I'm like, wait, what? They said he planned to do this. I'm like, where are you making these assumptions from? You don't know that. You don't know this kid. You don't know what they were thinking before. All you know is a 5-second video of a Jeep driving by, and you guys thought he was saying the N-word initially. And now you're saying, oh, but this was planned. They knew they were going to do this, and he's complicit in it. You don't fucking know. You don't know this guy. It could be just a kid doing something stupid and found himself in a stupid situation. He may not be a racist. He could be. But that doesn't mean he fucking is.
Ask these fuckers for the source, because, like, from what I understand, that's the guy's dad. So, like, what are you gonna do? Like, if you disown your father, then that's a tough situation. It's your fucking family.
Well, I think where they see him sort of, in complicit in this is because there's a second video that shows him what I think he's saying. It's hard to hear what he's saying, but it sounds like when the Jeep's driving by the protesters, he shouts, "The Klan, the Klan."
That was him who was saying that?
It looked like it. Again, it's bad, it's stupid, but why was he doing it? Was he trying to make a stupid, edgy joke and get a rise out of people? People do that shit all the time. I brought up an example that happened recently. 2 Thon people took a picture of themselves. I'd have to check the article, see the context of it. But it was a picture of them with swastikas drawn on them. And do you think these girls are genuinely racist, or do you think they did something stupid? And they were like, oh, these people should be expelled. Well, they said the kid should be expelled, the guy in the Jeep. But they didn't say these sorority people should be expelled. Sorry, Thon people. Connecting 3 stories together now. I kept pressing on that. Nobody answered. They kept dodging it. I'm like, wait, why is it that this kid, they're saying he's harassing people and broke code of conduct, which I don't know if he technically did because he wasn't even on campus. And the Thon girls did this, and it was clearly them doing it with the kid. The father did stuff, was saying the N-word, and the kid just said the Klan, which is stupid and bad. Some guy was even arguing with me that he was making violent threats, which is not going to win you anything in court if you say that. And on top of that, I mentioned the case a few years ago of these sorority girls saying the N-word. You clearly saw them saying it, and I think they even said it on campus, and they weren't expelled. I'm like, guys, he's not going to get expelled. It's not gonna happen. You can't get him on anything. And they kept arguing with me like, "Oh, this is not what Penn State is," and I'm like, "Well, look, I condemn what happened too. I think it's stupid and bad, but saying the N word
I mean,
protected speech, and he didn't even say it."
I mean, it's like, no, I mean, we're solid. I mean, and it's not like I'm defending anybody using the N word, but like,
Yeah.
I defend their right to say it. In fact, I want people to say it so I know who the hell to stay away from. Like, I just like, I've always like, if you just ban the use of words, then you're like, then you don't know. Like, you don't know who the fuck is, like, I don't know. I've always been like, no, I want somebody to say that shit so I know who the fuck to stay away from. Or so I could, maybe talk to, have a discussion, maybe. I'm always up for a fucking intellectual discussion, but like, I don't know. It's like you if you're just banning somebody from saying anything about anything, then you're really not doing a service to your community or anything around you. Like, I don't know. That's how I always felt.
Well, the problem with like wanting to like ban the N word too and whatnot, if we're being like serious here, and like, I'm not trying to be humorous, but this is kind of the truth. Guess who I hear say the N word all the time?
Black people.
Yes, like, yes, I've been called an N word, by black people. Now it's affectionate, like, but like, I even have to admit, like,
what's going on, man?
Yeah, exactly. Set my, what? I mean, the first time, and that was like one of the big things that was kind of like a big culture shock, like moving from Colorado to Florida, because first off, let me kind of fill folks in who are watching and are listening, and you guys, like most black people in Denver, at least that I know of, they act totally white. So like, for me, moving down here to, the South, like, it was a big kind of culture change, right? And one of the things I noticed was, like, a lot of the black people here, say that word. And also, every black one, like, over 40 also loves to call me honey or sugar or baby too. That's like another thing.
Well, here's the other thing: is how do you even ban a word? You can't. You can't.
No.
The only thing you can do is punish people for saying it, which is pretty insane. Because what's the intent behind it?
That's what this shit
What was that, Alex?
This shit's not like 1984. They're trying to go and make newspeak and just remove words from the fucking English language. Except if you have a certain amount of melanin content in your skin, then that's okay.
That's privilege. That's a form of privilege, saying this group can use this word, but this other group.
Well, I mean, I've been in Florida for, well, who am I kidding? I'm still pretty white, but during the summer I get a nice tan, so, so, but
yeah, I mean, and the thing too is, I see like the CRs quickly jumping on this, like taking this side, and they're one of my pals brought up a good point there. He's like, "Whoa, you guys are like going out of your way to cancel this kid, and you don't know anything about this." I'm like, "Yeah, they're engaging in cancel culture. The thing they say they hate, and what the left does to the right, big time, they're engaging in it."
part of the big thing is fear too, right? Fear of, you don't want to be associated with,
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, I mean, these CRs are very risk adverse, to say it the least. They're scared of their own shadow half the time. That's another word for it. And the thing is, look, you don't. I think the fear it transcends fear and becomes a phobia. You know, if you make a well-constructed argument, people are going to understand it to some degree. Then the right people understand it. Look, the left, they're not going to give a shit. They're going to smear you, call you racist. Like, it's not going to fucking stop. And yes, I understand not giving them ammo, but if you do it like in a careful way, you'll be fine. Just be smart about it. And I
Yeah,
just don't
absolutely.
like that they're quickly piling on this kid and trying to cancel him when the story has already changed. You should kind of hold back and wait and let due process happen. I mean, it's just, it's really just, it really gets me when I see our own side falling to the levels that they say the other side falls to. And look, there's things that I don't like what the left does, and sometimes you need to fight fire with fire, but this is different. They actually believe this, and they're not using this to fight the left. They genuinely believe what they're saying.
Yeah, that's the thing for the college Republicans at Penn State. They're a bunch of spineless, like elitists over there that are no different than the people that they complain about. From all my experiences with them, like every past president of the CRs I know is a Democrat or an anti-Trumper. Like what the fuck's going on over here?
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. It's just they don't get it and they don't learn. That's what frustrates me. Is they just don't learn. I still drop things in that chat all the time because I know there's some people that lurk in there. They're probably getting maybe a little bit red pilled. Hopefully, I'm getting through some people and hopefully I have some ripple effects. But it's just frustrating to see the same group of people, the I don't know what we should call them, but it's sort of the popular gang that set the narrative and set the mood.
They're the
What did you say?
Well, they're appeasers, and there's something about the Winston Churchill quote. The appeaser is the one who feeds a crocodile hoping it'll eat him last. Like,
Yeah.
Eventually you're gonna get eaten. Okay,
Yeah.
Well, and that's
that's
kind of the funny thing too with Antifa and because Antifa torched CNN.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, look, and that's the thing. What were you saying actually, Alex? Because your mic is fucking up again.
I'm saying it is, they're the establishment over there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're total establishment. And the problem with the establishment's always had and why they lose is they keep trying to appease their enemies. Okay? I mean, this is kind of basic, but you shouldn't be trying to appease your enemies. It gets you nowhere, and they take advantage of that. Look, if there's genuine areas of common ground, I will always stand for that because I always stand for what's true. But I will not go on my way to kiss ass. And that's what these people do. Like, a good thing was an example of that was the Takeout Tuesday thing. It started out as a good idea by a good friend, and somebody had good intentions, but the CRs took it, ran with it, and try to appease the college Dems and be like, "Oh, we're so bipartisan. Oh my God, we're so nonpartisan here." It's like, no, you're not. Stop acting like that. Nothing came out of it. I don't think any businesses were really helped. Obviously, I'm probably gonna be using hyperbole there, and there's gonna be one business.
There was one pizza. There was one pizza place that went out of fucking business while it was going on. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That I can't. That just says it perfectly right there. It's really. Look, the only time you should really work with the other side is when you're doing a debate. I hate to say that. I wish we could genuinely work together, but that's not what we live in. That's not the world we live in because the other side hates us. Yeah. They do. These college Democrats hate us. They call us Nazis, racist, and all this shit. And the one thing I almost brought up in the chat was when they said this guy was complicit in the Jeep because he was sitting next to and was with the guy that was saying the racist shit. Well, am I that, by that logic, then I'm complicit in all this shit too because I brought Sargon of Akkad to campus with Turning Point, and supposedly Sargon's a Nazi, so I guess I'm complicit in it too. I mean, this whole guilt by association is such a stupid thing, and I'm not saying the kid did nothing wrong. He did do something wrong, but the logic they're using makes no fucking sense. I'm gonna try and find a good stream because it looks like I think the guy left the DC thing because the cops started like searching people, is what it sounds like. But the rest of DC is absolutely quiet. I wish I could find Hot Pursuit. Those were fun. Let's see, New York. How's that doing? Portland. Oh shit, Portland is fucking militarized. Whoa.
Oh yeah, Portland, dude. Let me just tell you, I have a friend who is originally from Portland. He was here, and yeah, Portland is fucked, man. So,
It's Antifa headquarters. Like
yeah,
it's crazy, that city. Why are they all there? Why Portland?
because it's basically communist central, but the far radical left has basically taken over that city for the past, like, 15 to 20 years now, and so the very worst of the worst are allowed to migrate there. I actually have someone who, if you want to, I could probably get in contact with him, and he might be willing to do a show with us on just how bad Portland is.
Dude, I'd be down for it. We like talking about shithole cities. That's why we have Trent on half the time.
I mean, that's my friend who used to work for Project Veritas / Breitbart that I was telling you.
Oh yeah,
about,
dude. Yeah,
so.
that dude sounds cool. Yeah, I mean in the West Coast, the thing is it's pretty. I mean it's nice in many ways, but these cities are just fucked. And then they ruin the rest of their states. Yeah, there's not many. Let's see, this is a stream in the Bay Area. What's that looking like? And it's just a chopper flying above. It looks like all the high-speed chases are done. Oh, fuck, there was a chase a few minutes ago, looks like. Whoa, look at this. Yo, I gotta send this to you guys. Okay, if you go on this stream, and then you take the little thing and you move it backwards about 7 minutes in time, there's a van with like 20 people on the side of it, fucking like holding it. They're like holding to the side of this van. What the fuck? You go back about.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, you see that shit?
Yeah, what's going on here, man? It's like a fucking garbage truck.
Garbage truck.
Hold up. Let me open this in my window.
What the fuck? And there's like this cop car right behind it. Oh boy, it's speeding up.
Fuck, dude. The next my YouTube algorithm is gonna be so fucked up over the next couple of days. It's
Yeah, I
just
know,
going
right?
to be. It's just going to be nothing but riot videos in my recommends the next few days.
More violence we know you will like. Fucking YouTube.
It's gonna be violence mixed with you might like this taco recipe. So
Taco Tuesday.
I subscribe to a bunch of cooking channels, so that's where that joke.
Well,
Someone
you trying to
dab a
learn some
little bit.
cooking?
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
This fucking van, what's it doing? Like, what are they actually doing? The cops like right behind them, but
I
they're not
might
even trying to stop it.
I might be watching something different than you are. I'm just watching like a skyline overview.
Well, I think that's a live feed. This happened a few minutes ago. That's why I said you had to go back about like 7 minutes to see this in the
Oh.
stream. Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
probably around 8 minutes now.
I'm seeing it.
Oh wait, is it still going?
It's frozen.
Oh,
Or it's buffering at least on my end.
haven't
So
you noticed that's happening a lot? A lot of these. Wait, are those cops? Yo, are those cops on the side of it? Yo, it is cops, because there's a riot, like a SWAT van with a bunch of cops holding on the side, too. Oh, shit. Yeah, they're deploying some SWAT.
Good.
Fuck.
I need to wipe the fucking floor with these assholes.
Yeah. We're bringing in the cavalry.
Yeah, I saw some article the other day about the like a bipartisan effort to demilitarize the police.
Dude, I want it more militarized now.
Like I feel like
Yeah.
SWAT like should be militarized, but like the regular police force, I don't know.
I guess as long as you have a SWAT. Oh, yeah. People in the chat. Oh, chat's been active today. I love it. But yeah, they were right. Like, Ash, you're right. Yeah, they are cops in the van. The cop is probably following protocol and the van isn't stopping. It did look like they were chasing the van. Yeah, it did. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for staying in chat, guys. Really appreciate it.
yeah, versus chat is bouncing tonight, and the Whitfield reports is dead. So.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
you-
stole all your people.
Well, you had a couple people early, I guess, and
Yeah, I think I scared off Jeff. So or rather,
well, I probably I might have.
or rather Phil did. Sorry, Jeff.
You know, I'll be all right.
What can you do?
Yeah, I actually saw like our video on my recommended, so it might be a good thing.
Yo, we broke the algorithm, breaking the conditioning right there.
We're breaking the conditioning.
Another stream from LA, loads of people fucking arrested with tie wraps on them. I'll send this stream, a bunch of fucking people arrested. That's what I want to see. Lock them up. Oh, now it's going back to the chopper cam.
Oh, someone's yelling at us for saying a certain word on this stream.
I did see that.
Naughty, naughty.
I don't know if they were yelling necessarily. Yeah, no problem for streaming, Ash. We take pleasure in this anarchy, I guess. Making the most of it.
We've got 5 people watching now. Holy shit. That's probably not who fucking.
I mean, no, I don't. I don't give it. I'm always about the fruit, like, and this is part why I like Trump so much because I've been around good leaders. Like I've been around good leaders, and there's some traits and bad leaders, and I know the traits. There's generally traits that good leaders have. Like for example, like I gravitate toward somebody that gets the job done, but doesn't say the right things all the time. Like I don't give a I really don't give a shit about what somebody says. Like, you know, with Trump and Twitter, I don't give a shit about what he says on a fucking Twitter account. I care about what he does, and like the good leader does. And like if the good like Trump is, it's like he could say whatever the hell he wants on Twitter. I don't give a flying fuck.
That's the thing is like when you're good, you get a free pass on a lot of things.
Well,
you know?
it's like I don't give a shit. It's like no, I got other shit to. I have other shit to worry about than somebody else's butthurt feelings. Like I don't give a fuck. And Obama, he was a guy who was well versed and said all the right shit, but didn't do shit. Like, you know, you got to put things in perspective. Like, because people take time. Like like learning how to say all the right things, that takes time. Like reviewing like your speeches and making sure you have all the right stuff in there, and and practicing what you say, and like all that takes a whole lot of time that you could be spending doing the right fucking thing. And for me, I was just like, that's like the pickup art, like a pickup artist, right? Says like the girl's like, I like this guy. He says all the right things at all the right times, and he just really knows how to talk to me. It's like, yeah, because he's fucking done it before, right? He's already worked over a couple of your friends, and now he's going to you, right? You're the next notch on his belt, right? You want to find a fucking keeper. You find the dude that stumbles on his words and can't find the right thing to say, and that's the guy you should probably go to if you really want to find a keeper. Like if you want to get boned and ditched at 4 in the fucking morning, then hey, yeah, go for the guy who practices all his shit. Go for it. But yeah, it's just I don't know.
Lighten up again. I was just responding to the use of the N-word as an indicator of who to stay away from when it is not necessarily true that you should. How do you think Obama would have handled this? Yeah, how do we think Obama would have handled this?
Yeah, he would have accepted no fucking responsibility.
He'd probably tell the police to stand down.
He'd probably blame white people.
It could have been my son. Could have been wasn't very good. I'm gonna talk to a bunch of people and we're gonna get it figured out. I'm gonna get this cop and I'm gonna wave my finger at his face. It's very bad. Not very good.
The cops acted stupidly.
Just like,
you remember when he said that? He said that like during the Michael Brown thing. I think it was the Michael Brown thing. He said the cops acted stupidly.
No, it was. Oh yeah, it was during. Well, it was during the Professor Harry Gates thing that he said the cops acted stupidly.
Yeah.
And then he said the son thing during Trayvon.
That was Trayvon. Yeah, I remember that shit. I was like, fuck me. If I had a son, his name would be Trayvon or something like that shit.
Yeah, it's like, my Trayvon could have been my son. It's like, yeah, I fucking wish he was, you piece of shit. No, I'm just like, no, I hate the politicizing of all that shit. I don't know. It's like, so like, especially that particular instance. And yes, the Trayvon Martin situation, that was the one where they completely overshot the fucking investigation. They completely overcharged. That's where I was like, and they were like, oh, it's fucking racist, man. And I was like, no, the guy overshot the case because he was trying to be famous. The chief prosecutor, he was trying to be famous. He enjoyed talking in front of a fucking camera. He was on front of all the mainstream news. Like they were all nut hugging him. And then and so he wanted to try to get this dude on fucking, I think it was 1st or 2nd degree murder, knowing he didn't have the fucking weight to get him on those things. So then any lawyer would have been like, well, fuck yeah, this is an easy win for me. Shit. And I'm going to get TV time. I'm going to look really, and then I'm going to get and make a shit ton of money because I'm going to get a whole lot of business.
Yo, we have 8 people watching now. Holy shit.
It's amazing to me, like, how bad they fucked that one up. Like, because if they would have had manslaughter, I think they could have got him for manslaughter.
Yeah.
Or wrongful death, something along those lines. They could have gotten him.
Punch him in the face first.
Manslaughter is like you fucked up and somebody died, right? You could have made that work, right? You could have convinced a jury to pull that shit off. Like, you weren't going to get him on like first degree or second degree murder. Like that was out of the fucking question. But yeah, manslaughter or wrongful death or criminal death or something like that, one of those lesser charges they could have gotten him for. And he would have had to stay in Florida. He probably would have lost his gun.
I don't think he should have got punished. I think George Zimmerman did not do anything that fucking wrong. You know, act by someone, you know, suspicious figure while he was doing his job.
You were about to say George Zimmerman did nothing wrong, weren't you?
Yeah. I think they went over there and they attacked some dude, and I don't think he was necessarily out there like looking to go and like shoot someone. I think he was attacked first, and you can see by the evidence that he was attacked first.
I think honestly he was suspicious, went and checked it out, and then escalation happened.
So R. Espinoza, what do you mean? I'm reading your question. How do you think the media would play if this handled under Obama? What do you mean by that?
Because like right now we're seeing the media coverage is obviously anti-Trump, and they're kind of saying Trump's he's missing from action. How would they be?
The mainstream media,
if Obama was president,
the mainstream media would be cupping Obama's balls right now.
They'd be doing more than cupping it. They'd be getting down on their hands and knees and slurping it up like a Slurpee.
Yeah, I wouldn't have went that graphic, but
we lost 2 viewers because of that too.
Good job, dude. No,
well, you're doing better than I am. All my viewers are pretty much gone, I think. So
maybe I'm just not being graphic enough.
Yeah, please do. No, but no, I think they wouldn't be giving Obama anywhere near the fucking grief, and I think they would, because. And then he would just get the benefit of that out with everything. And like CNN and MSNBC, they'd be like, "Oh, the president is handling this absolutely spectacularly. You know what? I think he's one of the best presidents to ever live." All they did was nut ride him for fucking 8 years. That's all they ever did.
Well, if it were, the funny thing is, if this were under Obama's presidency, I guarantee you they would be saying, the media would be saying that white nationalists are trying to destabilize, Obama's presidency. Right?
They might be, yeah. They might say that shit. I mean, they were saying, I don't know I forget what the narrative about racism and race was during the Obama years, except with the whole systematic racism with the cops. But when Trump came in, they were all like, "Oh my God, racism is back in America, guys. Oh my God, this is Trump's America." Oh.
Like this shit with all the same shit was happening when Obama was in office. Like literally every fucking thing. Like what about Ferguson and fucking Baltimore and all that shit? Like, yeah, this isn't like the response of it. This isn't the fault of any one president. I'm not sure. I don't think I would blame Obama for this shit. Like for the other shit, but it's just like the Democrats can't handle the mayor seats. They can't. They suck with the councils and the chief prosecutor. They can't. They can't handle running a city at all. Like, and then and through their disgusting way of trying to run a city, a whole bunch of black people are going to be getting fucked over because, a lot of these cities like Detroit and stuff, they're like predominantly African American, and you're doing like they're going to be getting the brunt of the charges because that's the way the population goes. Like if your city is 85% African American and you have like a whole bunch of traffic stops and arrests and shit, there's a good chance that most of them are going to be African American. it's like and then it's like you got this. The shit is happening in these highly populated, highly urban cities. You know, like highly urban. Like I don't know.
Ash B says more slurping on caps. Thank you, Ash. Totally fucking agree. It's either this or Pornhub, JK. RE said, haha, nut right.
Yeah.
See, they like it. The people like it. We're giving them what they want.
Well, I can
people,
get super close to the mic too and do
not that close.
ASMR if you really want me to.
They want something. These people maybe they just want something different from what's on TV. Like, look,
you don't get slurping on TV.
We definitely there's I mean,
wait, no, you do.
Depends on what kind of
you're
watching and how much you're paying for it.
Hey, Sean, do you have any mods on this channel, by the way?
I think I'm the one and only mod here.
Wrench me, baby. Do you even know how to do that, or?
I'm about to Google it in a private tab. ASMR the rights. What's that mean?
That's that thing where you like talking to that mic all sexually, like.
Oh, there's a term for that.
Audio sensory, some other bullshit.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
ASBS.
Like that.
Yeah, like you know what? Yeah, there was something that triggered me when I saw this clip of Trevor Noah.
Oh fuck!
That was doing the Daily Show, or like failing on it. Like, by the way, Trevor Noah blows.
He's so
really
bad.
hard. They miss Jon Stewart so fucking bad. Like, like he was such a great host that like other people got famous because of him. Like Trevor Noah just sucks ass as a host. Anyway, so he was saying, "Oh, we're getting mad about the looters, but these looters have like, but these, you know." These white people have been rioting. They have been looting black people for years or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
the one who I can't stand is Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel annoys the hell out of me.
Crying Kimmel.
Yeah, like, yeah, you know, thanks for bringing that one up. Like, I hate when, like, because he used to be funny. He used to be funny on like Win Ben Stein's Money and on the Man Show.
Well,
and then it's like, and he fucking like he just had his own talk. He just fucking ruined himself. He became this whole like did all this grandstanding and shit. Like he had like he'd prop his kid up or whatever, and like
I hate that shit.
Just do the right thing and vote Democrat because this is my child and I want to make sure that he grows up in a world that I can be proud of. Like, fuck you and fuck your child, dude. Like, no, and it's like, just stick to being funny because, like, people are staying up late at night to watch your fucking show. Just do the fucking funny, okay?
Okay, I don't mind when... Look, here's the thing. I don't mind if he has a political opinion, or...
I don't mind it. Just don't spill it on other people. Just don't fucking force it down the throat of everybody else.
I don't even mind that, per se. What I do mind is when you alienate...
Thank you. James Corden blows ass, too.
What I do mind more than anything is when you...
Karaoke, man, I hope you wreck the car and die. Blow up. Not only do I hope you wreck the car and die, but I I hope you hit another car with another celebrity and they fucking die too.
I will
That's
say
what
the only carpool karaoke I actually like was the one he did with Paul McCartney, and that's kind of because Paul McCartney was running the show. But like usually it's like coordinating. He's like, "Look how trendy I am! I'm with this pop singer, and I'm trying to sing." And I'm like, "It's a good idea. Like the concept is good, but I just usually don't care about them."
I don't even like karaoke in general. I think as Gavin McGinnis, I mean, if you're gonna do karaoke, at least put some fucking effort into it. And yes, I am ripping I am ripping Gavin's rant on karaoke off, but if you're going to karaoke, at least put some effort into it. Don't just be like one of those losers at the machine who is literally just reading off the fucking video teleprompter or whatever.
Yeah, Portland's going crazy, by the way.
Yeah, they're going to hell in a handbasket.
And like the protests right now, holy shit.
Yeah, they're just taking turns boning the fucking city. By the way, like with talk shows, I hate, like, there's probably nothing that I despise more than politicians guest starring on these fucking talk shows, and Stephen Colbert is like the worst.
Oh yeah,
culprit of that shit. Again on Late Night with Stephen Colbert, we have Adam Schiff. That's the last fucker I want to see on a talk show.
Can you imagine Adam Schiff trying to be funny, trying to have fun?
Yes, I can imagine him trying to be funny. He tries to be funny every day and fucking fails. Okay.
No, not Colbert. I meant Adam Schiff.
Yeah, no, yeah, him too.
Oh, he does?
He's a fucking joke. Every day he works, he's trying to be funny. Or he is funny, just in the wrong way. Trump colluded. I think we have evidence, but
Joseph Young in your chat says, "I wish Daniel Tosh ran all major newscasts." Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like Dictator Phil should run all of the major newscasts. So
look, yeah, I would be such a dick. I would be a royal dick. Like, it'd be like, there would be a terrible dude. I'd be pulling him to the back room. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Okay, I pay you good money. I think we. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, look, I know I'm like totally jumping from topic to topic here.
No, it's fine.
No, like, why here's my question to Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert and Lily Singh.
Oh God, she might be the worst.
Why aren't you funnier? Okay, you have like a shitload of writers on your fucking team. You don't even have to tell your own fucking jokes. You have other people writing them for you. What the fuck is that about?
Well, they're all Democrats. They have that same shitty sense of humor.
Like, you have anywhere between 10 and 20 writers. Like, what the fuck? You're telling me that Steven Crowder is funnier than you are, and he only has himself and maybe a couple of other people that he's like, working with? How the fuck does that happen? Like, you just like, what is going on there? Wait a minute. Did I forget anybody with the talk show hosts?
Well,
Jimmy Fallon, that unfunny motherfucker too. Like, oh my God, could you, like, there's just nobody's funny. Nobody's funny on late night.
See, that's why Alan needs to have his fucking show on there. At least he'd have some interest.
By the way, yes, Craig Ferguson was a fantastic host. He was fantastic. I was pissed. I was pissed when he was replaced. I think he might have left on his own, but like I was not happy because he was one of those ones that that I really liked. I was like, and he had the off-color humor, and he's still kind of like it was very funny. Yeah, I definitely.
What do you think of Conan?
He lost his humor like
I don't
years ago.
I don't mind. I actually don't mind Conan. He's the least obnoxious. But, and I've got to get this out there because
fuck Seth Meyers in the ear. Okay, yeah, Seth Meyers.
Oh, he's so obnoxious.
He's the worst, and because all he does is like political, and it's almost as if he does like the Weekend Update, but he's not as funny as Dennis Miller or Kevin Fallon or anything like or Kevin Nealon or whatever. Like he's not even as funny as any of those guys.
Oh, Phil, what was that first name you said?
Dennis Miller,
the one who kind of got my show. The one who kind of got me started in political comedy somewhat. So.
Yeah. But he was really fun. Like when he did that. Oh, Chevy Chase was pretty funny too. There was a lot. There was a couple of them. I think it was Jimmy Fallon who fucking wrecked it though. He was and then Seth Meyers fucking ruined it. And Michael Che's kind of funny, but like Colin Jost, man. Colin Jost ruins shit too. I don't know what the fuck is wrong. Like, I don't even watch Saturday Night Live anymore because it's fucking terrible.
Yeah, well, Dennis had
literally the only time.
Well,
I'm sorry, there's a delay. You can go, Sam.
Well, I was just gonna say Dennis has a special place just because I used to call into his old radio show and he used to let me plug my stuff way back in the day, and I kind of learned some stuff about political comedy from him, and I recently did a podcast with his old radio show producer, so, in case people are wondering why I like him so much, that's why. And also, speaking of Jimmy Kimmel, I still to this day love Adam Carolla, who used to host Loveline.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh yeah, I loved Adam Carolla, but like
very smart guy, by the way.
Funny, and he set people up well. Like he was that guy that was that kind of that made fun of himself to make the whole joke or the whole skit funny. Like he was the guy that took the bullet. And but it was funny. Like it was because you could tell, like he was the guy that ended up making the whole skit kind of funny. Like, I don't. But I mean, Jimmy Kimmel was funny on the Man Show. It was just like, I don't know. He just ruined himself when he did his little late night shit.
Here's an interesting question. Which comedian, late night host, somebody that wants to be funny or is trying to be funny, who fell the hardest when going woke?
Joseph Young just said Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson is a piece of shit. I'm sorry.
Oh.
So.
Well,
yeah, but I don't. Yeah, I don't think he's.
I mean, Kimmel, and in this kind of, I would say Kimmel fell the hardest.
It's possible.
And
yeah.
The reason I say that, the reason I say he fell the hardest is because, again, he used to co-host with Adam Carolla, who, granted, Adam says that he's not like a conservative, he's more of like a libertarian. I mean, I basically identify as, Adam Carolla, basically. I'm not like super far right, I'm not super far left, I'm more center right, granted, but I'm more of a libertarian on like a lot of stuff. And you would think that with like being friends with someone like Adam Carolla for like 30 years or however long he and Jimmy have been friends, that like Jimmy will be a little more
a bit.
Yeah, Fred. Okay, so Fred Armisen. Yeah, I did like Fred Armisen. Yeah, I thought he was really good. But I didn't like Fred Armisen when he like left. I think he did a lot of stuff that was kind of I mean I think he's pretty funny when he on Big Mouth, like he plays the father, the sexually weird father on Big Mouth, which was kind of, I don't know. But it's like most of the stuff, I think he did Portlandia. I think that's like awful. That's like such an awful fucking show.
Oh my God, Phil, you think Portlandia is awful?
Yeah, it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. It's not enough to keep it. No, I take it back. Look, there's a couple of shows that there was a couple episodes that I thought were funny, but it's like, you know how it's like, you have a show that if there's only one good episode out of the whole fucking season, that it's like not worth watching. Yeah, that's Portlandia.
Well, maybe you've been watching it from a different lens that I have, but I think Portlandia is hilarious because you were talking about Portland being a leftist right shithole, Sean, and Portlandia, from what I've seen of it, basically like satirizes all of that, and basically like. So yeah, I mean it's not the funniest, but it does a great job of like pointing out, how ridiculous Portland is. So
yeah.
Well, speaking of Portland right now, I'm gonna pull up this one stream I'm trying to get, but there's a bunch of
holy god.
There's a this one stream's really dying right now, but there's a stream that shows a bunch of protesters and definitely Antifa facing off against police, and there's like a big sort of gap between them, but there must be 30 people with umbrellas. That's Antifa.
Fucking umbrella guy must have rubbed off on some people.
They need to do something like, they need to do some real dictator shit, like
ban umbrellas.
No. They need to make make an example out of one person.
Burn his umbrella.
Yeah, shove a gun muzzle up his ass and pull the trigger.
I'd be careful with that sort of shit. With these fucking anarchists that just eggs them on. It's like fighting terrorists, man, because a lot of these people aren't any different.
Like, look, because that's what most successful people do. Look, when you take over a business, a lot of the times they recommend that you do one of those statement fires, right? Whenever the first person fucks up, you fire their ass in front of everybody and go, look, motherfucker, I just let this dude go. All right. And if you keep this shit up, you're next.
It's called a new CEO move. That's what Scott Adams calls that stuff.
Yeah, John Taffer, I think he called it a statement fire. God, I fucking love Bar Rescue. I don't know. It's not like a lot of his stuff fails, but like, yeah.
But he gives good advice.
Yeah, he does. He does. It does. It's some of those concepts though are fucking awful. But I mean, I do like the science that goes behind some of the stuff that they're trying to do. It makes me never want to own a bar though, because that shit looks hard as fuck.
I'm trying to. I just want to remind people in the chat to please, on both the Versus stream and the Whitfield Report stream, please hit that like button, folks. It helps us both out. So
and subscribe.
Yeah,
subscribe, and share.
And
sub. People to subscribe. Like we love doing this shit. Like we really do. But I like being. And we're trying to get other guests on. We'll have a guest on Saturday. We're actually like on Saturday. We're actually going to do we're going to do a long tie with the Democratic Party, like the long dark history of the Democratic Party, as far as African Americans go. Because there's definitely like the racism, the blatant racism in this country stems from the fucking Democratic Party. I mean, we really talk about like the KKK and a lot of the segregation in the South and shit. That was all Democrat shit. Like, and we'll go into detail on Saturday. So that's just a little taste, whatever.
Teaser.
Yeah, more subs and we get 200.
Yeah, guys, if we bump those numbers up, we break the algorithm more, and the truth gets out more to people out there.
I need help getting my channel past 640 subs. I need to get to 700. And yes, I know I'm further ahead than the Versa guys, but and I don't want to jump too many topics, but have you guys noticed that your channel has tanked since the COVID stuff in terms of like subs and numbers and whatnot?
Well, I think
We did dip a little bit. Like we
that-
dipped
that's
a little
related.
bit.
That's related probably to the fact we don't have an actual radio show anymore.
Yeah,
I mean,
And well, also we weren't getting the high caliber guests we usually were getting.
Yeah, that's most. Well, I think we got a lot of those guests because they probably saw that we had the radio show, and like everyone
Yeah.
has a podcast. How many people actually do a fucking radio show?
Exactly.
I've actually like because we had I liked it when we had Donnie on because like she was pretty cool. But I'm like getting these up and coming personalities because it's like some of these people, they're, especially when they're getting red pilled or whatever, like they tend to not like they
don't
know
get as much
it.
exposure.
They don't get much yeah, that too, but like that was one of those people that like I was trying to tell them about like the Black history that they don't teach in the schools and they don't teach in they don't show you in the media, and you even go to like tours. You even go tours in like Montgomery, Alabama, or whatever. Like they don't have that. They don't teach you that shit. Like you don't see the word Democrat on any of that shit. Like they're trying to wipe all that shit out completely. We can't be having that shit.
Joseph Young, I will send you the link. I will send Sean the link to my stream in the Discord so he can paste it for you guys. Or Sean, if you left click on my avatar in the chat, that's how you can mod me. So, and then I can post stuff.
Hey Ash, what's that Risk of Rain 2?
So
I assume it's a game of some variety.
Mm-hmm.
I can put you in timeout, Sam. How about that?
oh, screw you.
I just found these new features. I'm like, oh, this is fabulous. Well, somebody said, Twitter. Yeah, Ash says Twitter chat marks doxing people they see with umbrellas. Laugh my ass off. Yeah, pretty much. We're going after on Twitter. People are going after the umbrella people. Liked and subscribed from Ash. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Every little bit counts. And you'll stay up to date if YouTube doesn't shadow ban when we start streaming and shit. You should get in your feed when we're streaming so you can hop on these next. And I'll put Sam's shit in the description because it definitely deserves to be there. Y'all in the background, yeah, that's what Alex is talking about. See how it is bright as day at 11 p.m. If more people could see the stars, I think they'd have other things to talk about. Yeah,
Wow.
It's actually true.
Wow, I see, Sean, and not to get too off topic, but I see you put my Medium profile in the
Yeah, dude, I put
which-
everything.
which I appreciate. I'm gonna, what I'm gonna do? I've got to I've got to update my site. I'm gonna put like a Friends of the Whitfield report, and you guys are going to be like the first page on there on the
That's Friends Club.
or the first section. So, but
You guys make me so happy. No, yes, saying we would like it. I'll have to check. I'll have to check that. I'll have to check that shit out though. The Risk of Rain.
Yeah, what is it? Is that a video game or is that a movie?
I'm pull it up. Let me see what I think it's a game, maybe. Well,
Gamers Rise
it's
Up.
a game. You won't be watching a game then watching it. We're watching a podcast at the same time.
I am such a Goomba because like I'm all into like simple 8-bit games. I'm I'm into like I'm into like Minecraft. But I have a I have a Nintendo Switch and I have a Nintendo 3DS.
oh,
Just so I could get the old school Nintendo games. That is all I get. The only newer games I get are the
Oh,
only
shoot.
Mario Kart.
Hey,
or Mario.
Amethyst, thanks for joining the stream. So also thanks to James. Thanks also to Joseph Young for subscribing. So
I thought you were gonna say James Allsup for a second. I was like, whoa.
no. Oh no,
Mhm.
Jim. Jimmy does not like me anymore. So
Really? Did Jimmy Boy know you?
You have a falling out.
I
Break up.
now listen, I will say that this was, well, I wouldn't even say a script. You know what? Because it wasn't at the time. I interviewed James Allsup back in the day when he got hit in the head by Antifa at the night, at the Night for Freedom or whatever. He seemed like a pretty normal guy at the time. And I had him on the show, and we talked mainly about like the new right at that point, and kind of YouTube, and how like YouTube was a great platform at the time for so like this is way back when, right? Because YouTube was still somewhat decent. And then like as soon as he jumped on Richard Spencer's private. I'm trying to be good, but as soon as he started, getting close to Richard Spencer and kind of sucking up to him, I kind of went silent, and then Richard Spencer, once he became prominent, like I basically wrote like a piece on Richard Spencer on my website, basically condemning Richard Spencer, and then all of a sudden like started mocking me on Facebook, and like basically like saying like all sorts of nasty stuff. So
I mean,
yeah.
And Joseph Young, we'll be streaming at around 11 on Saturday, probably. It seems to be our usual time.
yeah, that's going to be our time. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm excited for that one too, because it's like I really want to dig into the weeds of like how dirty, like because people don't people don't know how shady the Democratic Party is. Like they just don't know. Like they're just you'll never hear that shit on CNN or MSNBC or any of the fucking news outlets, like because they don't care. They likely won't even say that shit on Fox News either. Like it's just like it's so egregious, like how fucked up of a history that these guys have had, and how it was the Republicans that really kind of pulled us out of that dirty fucking past. Like Republicans have been repeatedly the liberators of pretty much everybody. Like,
and there's no shame really in interviewing James Allsup, Sam, because at the time,
right,
he was what you thought he was, and you couldn't have known any better.
Well, there's no shame in interviewing anyone, honestly. Like, I don't interview Richard Spencer. Like, I've known people which, for other reasons, I think are fucking idiots. But, like, at least for that, I don't blame them for, because, you're doing journalism.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was going to say, too, is even on top of that, it doesn't even matter. You should be allowed to interview whoever you want. There's freedom of association. There should be no, just because you're interviewing somebody you like or dislike doesn't mean you agree with them. You're interviewing them. That's journalism. Journalists interview dictators. They interview ex-terrorists. They interview people that have murdered people. There's people that have interviewed Charles Manson. Do you think those people are buddies with Charles Manson?
I will say that.
Yeah, CNN interviews Richard Spencer more than anyone.
I know, right?
You're bad at CNN. Well, no, don't say that. You're way better than CNN. But in terms of race, I'm not gonna say that because they're fucking racist.
I would interview. I would pretend just to see how I'd react. I'd pretend I'd be one of those like Southern like KKK guys. Like, we're gonna send them all back. Get them all back there. Goddamn. Like, yeah,
TV
stuff
body.
like that. You know what I like about you? You're about as pasty white as it gets. Goddamn. just to see his fucking reaction or whatever. I don't know. I'm like,
I wish now my one complaint. Well, I mean, I have several complaints about YouTube, but one of my main feature complaints is I wish you could pin comments in the chat.
You can do that. Yeah, I think you can.
I know you. Well, I know you can pin comments. I know you can pin comments, but I'm not sure if you can pin chat comments. And
Oh, you mean the live stream?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, you can't, unfortunately. They only stay up when they do a super chat and it lasts for a certain amount of time, but that's it.
Maybe some people should send us super chats.
There you go. There's a solution. Give us
Well,
money.
Well, speaking of that, if you would like to donate, and it's not mandatory, but streamlabs.com/the Whitfield report, $2 TTS. So, which people love to do that, and then write horrible, nasty, often dirty things in my chat. So
Oh, we're back live here. Shit, let's see. I actually almost tried Streamlabs tonight, but I still need to fiddle with it a little bit more. But it looks like, okay, what is that thing on Streamlabs in the default view in the middle? Is that like a thing for the chat on there that automatically loads it?
I guess.
Because there's a thing at the top that shows your preview. The bottom has all your controls, and in the middle, I think it said like not mini player, but it said something.
I'll definitely.
I was trying to figure out what that was.
I'll definitely, if you want, I can look at it with you after the show. So, this is really bad radio right now. Us talking behind the scenes stuff, but these
Yeah,
people don't
talking
care.
about Streamlabs. Well, it's been catching on. That software's been has gotten pretty popular recently. Mini feed, that's what it's called.
Yeah, no, I've heard of Streamlabs like years ago. I don't know what's going on now.
Yeah, I've heard of it too before, and it's still in a new phase. Oh god, they're looking at Antifa up close and personal. Ew. And they put like a fucking fence up. Cops are just standing there like, yeah, don't fuck with us.
they're gonna interview the leader of Antifa from his mom's basement.
I don't think they have a leader. I think they just go and circle jerk each other the whole time.
That's
Maybe
the
that's
thing,
how they do it.
yeah.
It's the fucking biscuit's the leader.
Yeah,
I think Uncle George
like,
is.
So what's the goal that you're trying to achieve with this anarchist association? And like, my mom took my video games away from me, so now I'm screwing the whole country. Screw you, Trump. Like, what? Okay. All right.
Now, see, Phil, your impression of of Antifa is a lot funnier than mine. My impression is it's the school shooter kid who has.
Yeah, it's probably the same thing. Like, the jocks were making fun of me. I can't take this. Where's the nearest gun? Oh my god. Fucking.
Joseph Young in chat says, I don't know if you guys already mentioned this, but did the police officers get released from federal oversight? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think one of them's in. Wait, one of them's at what they said. One of them was in protection. What the police officers from? Is he talking about the police officers from the ones that killed the fucking dude? Or
I assume so. Yeah.
Yeah, like. Because yeah, like they kind of went missing. The other three went missing basically. I think one of them went into protection because he was getting like threats and shit, which whatever. And then I don't know. I don't know where the other two they kind of kept it hush hush.
Speaking of news shit that I just forgot about, it's primary night. Let's see if I know
Okay.
the Steve King one was up. I think he lost. Yeah, he lost.
Well, good riddance. Good riddance, that piece of
So
shit.
what actually happened with him? Give me the lore on that.
Okay, I need to go check it because I remember we got into an argument about this at Turning Point once. Let's see, he lost pretty badly. Oh, choo. Yeah, Randy Feenstra got 46%, and then Steve King got 36%.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's a landslide.
Yeah.
What he said, let me find it because I don't want to misquote him. It's on the wiki.
Don't let the door hit you with the good Lord split you.
It's like that, like, oh, okay. Actually, shit, I found it. It is on, I think, immigration multiculturalism. In 2016, it was 2017. Okay, 2017. Steve King wrote, "Culture and demographics are our destiny. We can't restore civilization with somebody else's babies." When asked about his comments, King stood by them, saying, "You need to teach your children your values with the intermarriage. I liked seeing America that was so homogeneous." I struggle with that fucking word. Homogeneous, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Homogeneous sounds.
It's a long day, and I have to wake up early, so I'm slowing down mentally. That we look a lot. Yeah, he said, "I like seeing America that is just so homogenous that we look a lot the same." And the Daily Stormer praised him. David Duke praised him for that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
He's
you know what
done.
I hate? I fucking hate when these news when these news and media people bash the fuck out of the United States, but then they glorify China. Like they totally cup the balls of China. I'm like, oh, it's like, you know what? We're diverse. We should be proud of our diversity. You know who isn't proud of their fucking diversity? China. They're pretty goddamn homogenous, right?
Nah, I don't know, man. They're kind of are, but they're kind of not. Like even the Han ethnic makeup really is a bunch of different like ethnicities in there. But I mean,
no, I mean I'm saying from
culturally, yeah, they're all
Yeah, I'm saying that's what I mean. Like culturally, I mean you have like different types of different types of Asian in China, but like as far as like having black people, like they don't even treat them that good.
Oh, yeah.
The Uyghurs, I heard they don't treat them very good over there.
Did you hear about,
I read that somewhere in the newspaper.
You hear what happened with that McDonald's with like in China with like them banning people, and then they had that one protest, which I think it was the predecessor to Tiananmen Square, where it started out as a race riot because some black dudes banged all the Chinese like college students, and they got triggered. So like a bunch of incels rose up and demanded democracy at the end of it. Like, it was a pretty humorous.
I can't imagine you black ass because I only have 2 inches of Asian power.
Yeah, like they made a rule where like it was some like African college student, like because this was back in the '60s, and they had some sort of college exchange student, and the dude kept like having multiple like girlfriends or something, and the Chinese got all pissed off because they were getting some game on and fucking lots of pussy.
I'm trying to find the fucking. Where is it? There was this thing he said recently about white nationalism or something. And, oh, here it is. And again, I'm getting the context I have. He said, So there's two instances. He said, "What is a white nationalist?" And Steve King answered, "First of all, I think you have to be white, but then we've got Rachel Dolezal, who didn't even have to be black. Be black is a derogatory term today. I wouldn't have thought so maybe a year or two ago, but today they use it as a derogatory term that implies you're a racist. That's the bottom line for that." In 2019, he then said, "White nationalists, white supremacists, Western civilization. How did that language become offensive? When did I sit in classes teaching me about the merits of our history and our civilization?"
I just Rachel Dolezal. She just wants to get some color, like Ariana Grande and whatever.
Yeah. Everybody wants a piece of that now.
Spicing it up a little
That's why
bit.
they demonize white people so much.
Exactly.
She's not my type.
She's the reverse Michael Jackson, except for I don't think she molested any kids. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I mean, he's dead though, but I mean, they have that documentary out there, and that's a whole nother.
Yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms to open up. I'm gonna look at more election.
By the way, I'm still sticking to my opinion that Ariana Grande looks like she's fucking she's a child, and if you poke her, or if you think about poking her, you're probably a pedophile. Just saying, you should probably.
I know she's kind of hot.
Yeah. All right.
Just saying.
Wait,
all right,
who?
Dusky, put it away. All right.
We're talking about Ariana Grande, Sam.
Yeah. No.
Ariana Grande sounds like something you'd find on the Taco Bell menu.
Not my type. So.
Look, I don't think she's like 10 out of 10 hot, but she's like, she came in and she was like, "Hey, you want to go upstairs?" I'd be like, "Who the fuck am I to say no?"
Yeah, I'm not really particularly.
No, you go up to her hotel room, and then Chris Hansen meets you. Here, have a seat.
Holy shit.
I mean, I would be honestly a little bit uncomfortable at first because, yeah, she does look fucking younger than she is. But I'd be like, "God damn it, this is hard."
You're probably like, "I want you to slick your hair back so you look even younger." Goddamn.
You know what I would say actually is I would first ask her for some ID before we go any further.
Oh
just
yeah,
to be safe.
because those young kids don't have fake IDs. Yeah.
I'd be bringing a flashlight. I'd whip out my phone, turn on the flashlight,
They
and
can make
check
some
those
good fake
holograms.
IDs now too, man. They got fucking.
Oh really?
They go to the liquor store. They can buy that shit, man. They're smart. Or they just steal one or borrow one.
Well, we know somebody that had one.
Yeah, they got
My
some.
fucking cousin had one of those. That's bullshit.
Your president?
My cousin.
Cousin.
And see people laugh at me for liking women who are in their 30s or late 20s. So.
Well, late 20s is one thing. 30s is kind of pushing it. But then again, I'm 22. You're older than me, right? What are you, like 25?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I could see it.
A lucky motherfucker over there with your cheap car insurance.
Yeah, once you're below 25, you get fucked with that.
But you're, well, I don't even drive though, so.
I thought, oh, that's true.
Based cripple man over here.
I have a friend of mine who has a handicap-enabled van. You can drive that.
I was gonna say you should try one of those.
I have one, but getting tested to drive for one of those is, first of all, you have to get tested, and this is another thing where the federal government, the bureaucracy in this country is, even in Florida, is fucking excruciating. So you have to take like a whole test, which costs like $600 to take out of pocket, and then to retrofit a van and all of that is like another thing. So I am literally waiting until self-driving cars become a thing, which is
Florida is the Australia, the United States. All
mean,
kinds of weird, easy girls and fucking crocodiles and shit. Cry me, mate.
You get nutty people in there too, man.
Well-
nutty guys, nutty girls.
well, to be fair, I mean, there are lots of Australian chicks that I love, but that's all. This podcast is going in a whole nother direction.
I think us or not Australia, fucking Florida represents probably America the most of any state. Hot take over.
Texas.
I mean, Texas, so.
I don't know. Well, like, no, it's just like you have, like, there is a lot of Republicans and Democrats and just strange, crazy shit. Like, it just seems so interesting. Like, it's probably one of the most politically diverse states out there. That's why it's a swing state.
We have a
It's literally a swing state.
Yeah, that's
They swing and fall there.
Yeah, I'm looking at the results from PA for the primary we just had, and for the Democrat side for president, with 70% reporting Biden got 77% of the vote, Bernie still got 20%. And you want to know who came in third?
Jeb Bush.
That'd be funny. And you've probably forgotten that this person is still in the race. Tulsi Gabbard with a powerful 3.8%.
There you go.
Dropped out.
There you
No,
go.
she never did. I don't know why. She's wasting her time and money.
Hold on, let me look
Yeah,
this
she's
up.
hoping that he like. I think she's hoping that Joe Biden keels over or something.
Oh, and she's
Like I'm thinking, like, oh, look, yeah, she's hoping that both of those old farts fucking keel over. And then
No,
it's like,
she-
oh my
she
god,
dropped
we
out.
win.
She did.
Oh,
drop
she
out.
did drop out.
She did.
Post that. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
post that
endorsed
shit.
Biden.
8th congressional district.
Wait. Tulsi endorsed Biden.
She
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, she fucking would.
Oh,
I've never
ew.
liked her. She's
Oh.
so overrated.
God.
I think she was probably, if there would be one of the Democrats I had to go and deal with, I would have dealt with her. Like, you know, she seems the least, I don't know, fucking
She
insane.
is, and that's because she's more.
At least
She's
she
more
wants to go
moderate on some things.
against Twitter. Like,
What?
that's one, I saw her on Joe Rogan. She was talking about how she wants to fuck over, like, the tech companies. And, like, I agree with her on that.
Yeah, but I feel like, well, how would she, of all people, do that?
I
mean-
mean, to get elected first, so she wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
But if she did, I think she might.
Nah, I don't know. I
'Cause
mean,
Twitter
when you're the
fucked-
president, you don't have a lot of power over those tech companies. The
Uh,
only thing you could do is enforce existing laws, but you need to get shit through Congress.
Same way that any other candidate would do it, but she at
Oh,
least spoke
man,
out
fucking-
against it. She's suing Hillary
Well, that's the
Clinton.
thing. It's like a president's really only as good as his Congress in many ways, and Trump got fucked over in his first couple of years because of Paul Ryan not doing anything really to help with immigration and healthcare. I mean, then you had John McCain be a spoiler vote with Obamacare repeal. You know, people act like Trump can just do things. He can't. He literally can't. Even if you wish he could. But see, oh shit, something's happening in Portland. People are running. Where are people running? Turn on the volume here. a
Yeah,
bit.
Portland. Yeah, there was some people were throwing water bottles at the cops and shit. Shoot them in the face. Fuck it.
You know, I don't
Oh
understand.
shit! Fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
Literal fireworks.
Well, what I don't understand over here is, like, you know, how many of these people are actually legitimately protesting at this time? Because I don't think there's very many. I think these are just rioting. Because
Well,
During
during
the
the
day,
day, it's
it's a retarded.
protests. At night, it's riots.
Yeah.
all these fuckers should, you know, they need to be fucking, like, stopped. You know, these people need to be identified. These people need to be fucking arrested. This isn't protesting at this time of night. You're just straight up fucking rioting and looting.
Yeah, they were throwing smoke bombs, it looks like, and fireworks at police. That's why they threw shit back. It's in the feed. The last one I posted.
You know
What
what?
they need to do over here too is go to the fucking fireworks distributors and start like looking at fucking names and matching up for who's over
Oh,
here.
cops are coming down. More cops. Yo, it's getting lit. Yeah, a bunch of cops coming. Oh, fucking ad came up.
Ad blocker.
The ad major me just can't do that. Shit. I closed the window by accident. Urgh. Sorry, guys.
What's wrong with that dude's camera? It just keeps like going all like liney.
Who?
That camera that keeps going all like liney whenever the fuck you move it.
Whose camera?
On the, I was watching the stream on YouTube.
I don't know.
Like that when it shakes or something, and like as soon as you move it, it just goes like fucking like
Was that the coin 6?
horizontal lines just start popping up.
Which stream was that again?
I don't remember. I'm just saying it as I see it on the YouTube, so there's a little bit of a delay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Shit. Well, when this comes back, I'll watch a little bit more, and then I gotta really go to bed because I gotta wake up early and do some phone calls.
Oh, there you go. Working as a sex operator in phone
I
lines.
am. Pimping it out. All right, back on the scene. All right, what's going on?
Oh shoot, Eric P is in my chat. Eric, Eric, what's going on? Man, Eric is my one Portland liberal that I absolutely love. He and I agree on probably, well, politically we hardly agree on anything. In terms of rock music, we agree on almost everything. And yeah, damn, Eric, I am surprised that you even found my streams, considering that YouTube basically censors everything I say now.
You know, the one thing I will say actually about my job that I have right now, it taught me something really actually that not a lot of people kind of think about. You know, when we talk about third parties happening, dude, the amount of data that the main parties have is immense. Immense. And it's sophisticated in how they use it to target voters. Third parties have none of that shit.
Yep, that's one of the reasons why they lose.
I mean, like especially like you're talking about like libertarians, really don't have a fucking identity at all. They're kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to kind of pinpoint who the fuck they are. Like, much less getting behind them.
By the way, Eric, I'm simulcasting, just to catch you up. I'm simulcasting with my friends Phil and Sean and Alex.
That's Dictator Phil, goddammit!
On
Call me Phil, goddammit!
Nah,
I'm fucking with you.
Settle down there, Alex Emmerich Jones. I can yell too, and even pound.
Phil, not me.
And he, not you. I was calling Dictator Phil Alex Jones. So. So.
You're turning the frog. I got the water. Turn the frog's gang. Got you.
Phil, I have to ask you. You said that you're part Goomba. So does that mean you're part Italian?
What? Not smart. Oh yeah, shoot. You're right. Never mind.
No, I have no Italian in me.
Damn it!
That Italian can't make no spaghetti, no pizza.
As one of my Chinese friends said, I'm part Roman.
Damn it! I'm the one legitimate half Goomba here. So.
I'm half Italian, man.
You get the old shitty joke or whatever. Hey, do you have? It's like, hey, do you have any Italian in you? She's like, no. Hey, you want some? Bada bing.
Oh.
I love that hot Italian sausage.
I'll give you a fucking Italian sausage, huh? Yeah, fucking fuck out of here.
Oh, the ladies do down here in Florida, so.
Cops are pushing all the protesters back in Portland. Lots of and they're going down the streets. Lots of businesses are boarded up with plywood. And okay, let's see. Yeah, they were using fireworks. They're going to another reporter.
Oh my God, goddamn.
Get on your skateboard and go, go, go.
Yeah. We caught him. He was on a skateboard. He was trying to escape.
Dude, I hate those fucking skateboarders, man. When I was at Penn State, some fucker on a skateboard like hit me and like almost knocked me on my ass.
And then a car did the same thing a few years later.
Yeah, they should have a. In those holding cells, they should have a designated Bubba. Right? Should have a designated Bubba. Like so when you go through booking and you go in the holding cell, there's a big dude waiting to give you some extra loving.
Love and tender.
Yeah, love and tender. And he's like big too. Like he's smothering.
Yeah.
Because that's my biggest fear. Dude, my biggest fear of going to jail is not so much, like what's gonna happen with my future or whatever. It's my fear is getting raped. My fear is getting raped in jail, man. That is terrifying.
Now, has that always been the thing where like people get their like ass pounded in prison? I feel like that must be a more modern phenomenon.
I mean,
Somebody needs to go and like look up the fucking history of prison rape.
What's actually scared me was when I listened to FPS Russia's prison stories, and I just realized there's a whole culture. Like, yes, obviously there is a prison culture, but it's worse than I thought it was. I thought, you could kind of sort of stay away from things, but you gotta be careful of so many things, and you gotta learn quick, or else you're gonna get really like the shit beaten out of you or worse.
I have a friend who was in juvie as a kid, and he said that like even in juvie there's weird stuff that goes on. So oh shoot, Eric said Eric is from Portland, by the way. He says the building I work in was already vandalized, graffitied, and windows broken.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
What are they doing the inside?
Be safe, Eric, man. Don't.
Yeah.
He says he's teleworking this week. So yeah, thank God you are, Eric. I would telework as long as you possibly could.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, first people were remote working for coronavirus. Now they're remote working because their fucking shop was burned down by Antifa.
Well, so that's the other fucking thing that I don't want to go off on another full rant here, but that is another question I have, is like between the coronavirus and now this shit, are we ever going to reopen as a country? Because
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, because I feel like, now with all these protests going on, it's not fucking safe to go outside now, at least not at
Just in
night.
the cities. And this stuff will calm down. Like with especially with the National Guard, ever since National Guard came in, things have been way calmer. Like tonight, not a lot really happened. Like the fence in DC in front of the White House was getting rattled a bit, and some smoke was thrown. Same thing here, some smoke was thrown. But it's nothing like we saw those first 3 nights, I'd say, when literal buildings were on fire. But all these things eventually die out, and oh shit, the cops come down the street. Here they come. And the virus will eventually get better. I mean, we will reopen eventually, especially if we get a vaccine sooner rather than later. But
I
we'll
don't
be
know.
back to normal at
I
some
think this is a
point.
fucking joke. I think this whole coronavirus shit's a fucking joke.
I'm starting to agree with Alex here on this one.
If you can fucking protest in the streets like this with no fucking headgear on other than to protect your identity, you know, it doesn't fucking matter at this point. Unless we see like 10,000 deaths as a result of people, you know, not heeding social
Well, we
distancing.
don't know yet. It hasn't been 2 weeks, so we'll see. And that'd be some irony if they get coronavirus. But I mean, we're not gonna know that for a while, and that'll say something then about.
Well, it's not even if they get the fucking virus, it's if they die from it. Because if they just get like a little cough, like who gives a shit?
Well, again, the problem with the virus, even when it infects young people, is you can spread to old people who do die, and you could have long-term consequences of this virus, even as a young person. That's still unknown.
All right, those old people can go and like wear a fucking mask or something.
Yeah,
Stay inside their nursing homes, quarantine.
Yeah, I think that's how we need to move forward is old people stay locked up and young people stay away from them.
So it should have been from the beginning. Like the problem over
Well,
here,
there's a
though.
lot of you said could, shoulda, would've. I mean, we're learning. Like when
I think
we
this
did
whole
the
thing.
right thing when we could. That's how, management works, is you make the best decision with the information you had, and well, that's what we had at the time.
Amethyst.
I don't know. How come Japan only had 850 people die from the fucking coronavirus?
Well, I don't know. Could be a lot of reasons. Might not have
And
gotten
they're
there.
opening up. They're opening up. They're right next to China, and they're opening up now. And they
Well,
have way more old people than we do, and they have roughly the same population that we do.
they might have shut their borders down. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. You can't compare them that easily. You just gotta look for why are the numbers low? What do they do differently?
I don't know,
Their climate could be another thing too. I mean, again, the reason Florida is doing good, I think, in a lot of the southern states, it's not really because it's Republican run. It's because it's a warm climate with lots of UV rays, and
Yeah.
I think that helps kills it.
Well, I mean, I mean, like for Florida in particular, right? We do have a lot of old people here. Like
Yeah.
and unfortunately, they're getting it bad. There's no way around it. But our our governor Ron DeSantis has pretty much said, look, if you're not, if you're not, if you don't think you have any symptoms, if you're not, displaying any, don't worry, be cautious, wear a mask, but don't just don't panic and don't. I think that's the other thing is a lot of people when this started were panicking, and that's the worst thing you can do in any situation. So
Well, I think the one good thing is that we were safe rather than sorry, and now that the curve is flattened, I think you'll see some cases come out of these protests, but I don't think you'll see actually that many, only because what we've done has flattened the curve. It worked. Um, but Ash B says in chat that his landlord, or he's working from, oh, he's tutoring people physically, and he isn't making half of what he usually makes. But his landlord's very understanding, and if they weren't, he would be totally fucked. Yeah, that's the worst thing is owning, doing rent every month during this.
Yeah, no. I know some states they have that unemployment shit, and like I think even in PA, like if you're, I know there's one way you can apply for it where even if you still work but you worked less, like your hours went down, you can apply for that. I know some
Mm.
people have, and it's supposed to be a little bit better, but like honestly, this their response, like the financial response, was just like all over the fucking place. Like some people who shouldn't have got it got it. Like I think my grandparents are still waiting for their check, and
Hmm.
then apparently they decided to go and just send out like data like cards for some reason instead of the checks, which doesn't make any sense. And people are throwing out these cards because it didn't have any markings on to let you know that this was from the government. So people thought it was one of those like the credit cards that they send you, so they just threw it out. So like I don't know, man. I would think it'd be more expensive and difficult to produce a card than just to write a fucking check.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, cops apparently did disperse tear gas in Portland to disperse the crowd.
I'm just reading my chat. Amethyst says I'm working from home this week too because our building is right next to the police station.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Amethyst, I haven't seen you in chat in a long time, so I'm glad you're here, and I hope you're I hope you're doing well. I know that it's hard for you to catch streams, but I always appreciate when you show up. So thanks. Yeah, we've got some OG listeners in the chat. So.
Yeah, this reporter from CBS is in tear gas right now. Man, Portland's a fucking war zone. Graffiti everywhere. The streets are all gassed up. Sirens everywhere. Cops, Antifa. Wow. Yeah, this one place called the Nines, which I guess is a pretty popular place, all boarded up. Jesus.
Just helping out the minority communities over there by fucking up, the whole business district. Yeah, that's real great.
Yeah, a lot more cops rolling in.
Yeah, where's the Portland? Did you put it in Discord?
I put in the hotline, yeah, it's right before the Tulsi article.
Okay, I will copy that and put that on the watch screen. So.
Yeah, police are going by in vans with loudspeakers saying this is a civil disturbance and unlawful assembly. Telling people to leave. This may be a stupid question, but I just don't know this shit well enough. What exactly does tear gas do?
It makes you fucking cough and hack up a lung, and it just makes you want to get the fuck out of there. Did we leave? Yep.
Oh damn! There's an ad.
Yeah, I know. That's what's been annoying about this stream. Sometimes it stops for a while, and if you refresh the page, oh, they just threw tear gas. Yeah, the ads will go away. If you refresh it, it will shorten it to like a 15-second ad.
I got like an 8-second ad.
Oh, yeah, even better. What were we saying, Alex?
Yeah, like I know in the military they have people, like you have to go and breathe in tear gas or whatever, put on a gas mask while it's going on. Like it's non-lethal.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I was saying if Phil was still here, he'd probably have some experiences with that. But I think he left. Just a decent way to go and disperse a crowd without harming them for crowd control. Yeah, I was like watching that one stream you had on earlier, and like people were complaining about them using tear gas during the pandemic, but like, how the fuck else do you disperse that group of people? Use like
exactly.
Like, are they gonna take out the fucking fire hoses again? Then you're gonna have people saying that's racist. So I mean,
yeah, it's kind of bad optics.
I mean, They both kind of do the same sort of thing.
Oh, Ashby says the Nines is a luxury hotel. Yeah, makes sense why they board it up then. Yeah, police are just patrolling the streets trying to get people to leave. Yeah, they dispersed the crowd. Yeah. Well. Oh shit, is there something happening here? Oh shit, fireworks! Yo, officers going
Oh
after
yeah, I
him.
noticed that.
Tear gas.
Gas, gas, gas. Gonna give them the gas tonight.
It's a gas. Yeah, more tear gas shit. God, this is just crazy time we're living in.
Yeah, man. Stay safe, everyone out there. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, don't go to the cities. Especially at night. Well, I'm gonna have to go to bed because it's getting really late and I need to wake up really early, at least
Yeah,
for me.
man.
Yeah, take it easy.
Yeah. Wish I could stay up more with you guys. Oh yeah, here's some earlier footage when they were dispersing the crowd.
It looks like it's the daytime there. That's weird.
I don't know. Actually, I think that was night.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
you said 6 o'clock.
Oh yeah, maybe that's the lighting. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was the guy with the truck. He threw a bunch of firecrackers and the cops come down here. And there's a fucking ad. That's their way of telling me to leave.
Get that eye block, man. I'm telling you.
Nah. Can't do that. Can't do that to my ad people. Well, thank you everybody for tuning into this simulcast with Real News on Versa here, and also with Sam from the Whitfield Report. And man, chat was lit tonight. Thank you guys, especially Ash. You were really lighting it up tonight, making a fun time for all of us.
Yeah.
See any last comments? Yeah, thanks again for streaming, fellas. Yeah, no problem. It's the light pollution, matey. The city never sleeps, they say. Yeah.
Quick shout out too to the Whitfield Report crew. We had a bunch of people in chat here. Obviously, Tradwife in the beginning. Don't know where you went, but thank you for tuning in. 12 pack. Always appreciate you tuning in. Jeff, when you were here earlier, thanks for popping in. Eric, love talking to you, man. And I will respond to your Facebook messages, bro. I just need to get caught up on those. Amethyst, as always, I appreciate you popping in, and please, hop into the Discord. I'd love to catch up with you some more, and yeah. So what? Thanks for tuning in as well. Sorry you showed up at the end here, but anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to the Whitfield Report. So, God bless everyone. So, good night, and God bless and God save this great nation.
Thank you guys. Have a nice day or night or whatever it is. Stay safe and wash your fucking hands.
Yes.
Take it easy.
Wow. Total watch time 9 hours. 120 play.